It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
There's so much to talk about, dude. There's so much. Almost too much. And before, because we have to do the reveal thing.
Yes.
But we got to be those assholes. We got to save that for like halfway through or to the end. We got to make sure people get through the horrible mess, which will probably be the beginning of this.
Well, now you just told everybody where they have to go, so they're just going to skip through to that part.
Nah, people are lazy. So last night, Hannah hit me up and was like, "Hey, I got a free Redbox coupon. So like you want to get a movie?" I was like, "I suppose, sure, why not?" "Oh, I know. Let's get Aquaman, cause I don't want to pay any money to him. Let's get a free movie and we'll check it out."
All right.
So we also decided to do commentary on it.
Your first viewing?
Yep, first viewing. I said,
Okay.
I was like, this movie is not going to be good. I already know it's not going to be good. Let's actually do a commentary, initial reaction. So everything I say is genuine.
Right.
Holy shit, dude, that movie's a piece of shit. That movie fucking sucks. Like, it's so fucking terrible. It's literally 6 minutes in, I wanted to die. I hate everything about this. It didn't feel like a movie. It felt like I don't even know what it felt like. It felt like a bunch of like advertisement, like little scene tropes.
Yeah.
I literally think you could have montaged that movie in about 5 minutes and it would have worked.
So
it was terrible, dude. It was terrible. It's terrible.
You didn't like seeing Jason Momoa be Jason Momoa?
Like, don't get me wrong. I even like I had to like, because I'm so fucking arrogant and shitty that apparently my opinion matters, that whenever I finish a movie that I was really looking forward to or whatever people are always talking about, I always put my initial reaction on Facebook, like a nice like
Right.
2-paragraph thing. Just saying, like,
Your take on
essentially,
the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, either, like, go see it or don't go see it, or here's my opinion. But I try to go, it's funny here. It's really disjointed here. The characters are good. I just try to do it on a technical level, but obviously there's subjective wording in there. But, I knew what it was going to be. And it hurt because it was exactly what I thought it would be, but worse. I was telling myself it was going to be a little more like the action and the CGI was going to save it. And Jason Momoa, I love Jason Momoa, just like everybody else. Like he's just lovable and you just want to see him succeed. It's kind of like Chris Pratt. It's like you're going to go watch him, but he picks a lot of shitty movies.
You're right.
And or Will Smith might be a better example. Like, you put him in a movie, and he's just kind of him.
I saw a trailer of his.
I knew you would have seen that. We're gonna talk about that. It's on my list.
Okay.
But Jason Momoa is awesome, and don't get me wrong. Like, Amber Heard, even though apparently she's a man beater, that's weird. Sorry, Johnny Depp, I love you. She looks fucking awesome as Mira, even though, like, she sometimes has red hair and sometimes wears a wig and sometimes wears a really bad wig and sometimes you could tell there was a lot of reshoots. And then Nicole Kidman looked really cool in her. Like, the costumes and stuff looked really cool. Like, granted, they lifted a lot of stuff from other places and then just made it kind of fishy.
Right.
It literally felt like Black Panther underwater. And there's literally a scene where they're like driving in a boat and it looks like they showed up at Wakanda. And in the background, there's clouds and lightning bolts. And I was telling Hannah, I go, wait, aren't we underwater? I feel like this movie kept forgetting that they were underwater. It was really fucking stupid. And then, like, you could tell they kept forgetting to take the filter off their voices, like that weird underwater filter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Mira would be on land and she would still sound like she was underwater. It was really dumb. This movie was fucking stupid. And it was, like, right out of the gate, too. Because, like, she shows up on the beach side by the lighthouse and the guy picks her up. I'm like, wow, this looks just like Green Lantern when the alien died and Ryan Reynolds went down and picked up the alien and got his power ring and shit. So then she's in the costume. He picks her up and she's got the trident thing or her spear in her hand. She's like, essentially, we're supposed to be assuming she's like almost mortally wounded and probably passed out. How is she holding on to the spear? She's still holding on to it like she's an action figure and we like glued it to her hand.
Right.
What the fuck? I'm already like 5 minutes in going, why? And then she like ate a goldfish. And I know stupid idiots are like going, that's really funny. I go, no, they're stealing that from the movie Splash. And why is she acting like she's 4 years old? She's a grown woman from Atlantis. Why isn't Mira acting like she's 5 years old? They know about the Earth. Like, they know about surface dwellers. They probably read a book once or twice.
Right.
She's old as shit. Why is she acting like she's 5 years old? And she ate a goldfish.
Well, maybe
I don't
she
even
had
know.
brain damage or something at that
I
point,
mean, I guess. So that makes him having sex with her and having a kid even worse. She spear chucks his TV and eats a goldfish.
Well, maybe.
And he's totally fine with everything.
Because they don't really go in the depth of what happened to her when she ended up there. Just that
they don't
she
go
was
into
fleeing.
anything.
And yeah, so it's like, you leave it up to your imagination. They put a lot of shit in that movie already, okay, man? Just think
it was
that
2.5 hours long, dude.
Maybe she had amnesia at first, and that's why she was acting like a little dumbass kid. That's why she wouldn't eat the normal food because she didn't have the appetite for it, so she ate a fish, which I didn't see any of the other Atlanteans eat fish, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't establish any of that. It's like, has she been like, was she just like in a cage and she was just supposed to bang people and pump out like heirs to the throne or what? Like, there's nothing about her. And then she just disappears for half the movie. And then when she shows up again, I'm supposed to care because they went to the Savage Land or something. And why? I don't care. Like, Jason Momoa's lack of a mother figure like comes up never in the entire movie. Like, his whole thing is like he doesn't even care about Atlantis except the fact that they like tried to kill his dad. And you're like, even then that scene was fucking dumb. Like when the big typhoon comes and it takes the car and oh my God, dude, that movie was a mess. Like it was just, we were making jokes the whole time.
It seems like though for a hero movie, like a superhero movie, you would want that hero to have more of a reason to go back to Atlanta.
I did, dude, do not feel bad about that. I did that in the first 4 minutes of the movie. She said something and I go, oh, cool. So she's from Atlanta. Hannah fucking laughs at me, right? And goes, yeah, she's from Georgia, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, oh man, I already fucked this up. Dude, less than 30 seconds later, she says her name. Her name is Atlanta. I go, you have to be kidding me. You have to be fucking shitting me. So this movie is so uninspired. And it's probably from the comics. Her name's probably Atlanta or whatever.
Right.
But get fucked. This movie is stupid. It's so stupid.
Though for his whole reason of going back to Atlantis and helping.
To Atlanta. To Georgia.
To help fight against whatever evil is going on because they have like 500 bad guys in this movie.
Yep.
So
with no motivation.
The whole motivation for him to go there though was because his dad got attacked. That was it.
Yeah.
For my superhero movie, I want it to be more of a vengeance type of thing. That's the Punisher's deal. Like,
yeah,
you know, well, it was at least in the first season of the first Punisher.
Yeah.
After that, Punisher's just helping everybody. kill the bad.
You
but-
say that like a bad thing, but it's at least nice that he's like redeemable. He's not a complete anti-hero.
But
he's
like
actually
for
like a good guy.
Aquaman, they just made him like, okay, we saw him in Justice League. We get that he's a hero. He went and helped save the world for no damn reason.
Yeah,
You
which
know?
also Justice League really hurt this movie.
Yeah,
It really did. Because I don't know if anybody else noticed this. And again, this is where DC fanboys don't care. And this is why I'm really getting to a point where I think I'm going to start really losing friends over this stuff. Is because I'm just sick of stupid people who don't care about things. Because it makes me wonder, like, if you don't care about obvious things that are being sold to you, that you're paying money for, and you don't have any standards in your life, I don't want to be your friend. Because you probably make really stupid life choices all day, and I need to not have that in my life anymore because I do enough of that shit on my own.
right.
That being said, that is a very mean thing to say based on movies and stuff, but like people pump in billions and billions of dollars in marketing and shit for this. Like there's a lot of manipulation going on, so pay attention to why you like things is all I'm saying. Justice League, did we all notice that Jason Momoa has blue eyes like that whole time
In Justice
that
League?
movie?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of close-ups, and you see that. In Aquaman, his eyes are gold, like almost the whole movie.
Yeah, Nikki brought that up. She asked me why his eyes were gold when everyone else's are a different color, like blue or something like that.
Or who cares? You know, who cares color?
Yeah.
That also being said, before his eyes go gold, guess what color they are?
Like a brown.
They're brown. They are his natural eye color, so they didn't even take the time to care enough to change his eyes blue. It's the kind of the same problem I had with Harry Potter. Apparently his eyes are like green or blue or something in the books, and it's actually like a huge point because it's like the color of his mom's eyes or something.
Right.
Like characters actually bring that up, and it's a big deal, but they don't change it. It's like there's a moment in your life with all this shitty CGI that you do. Why not take the minute to just to color correct his eyes? I know it would be annoying, but just do it. It's a character trait, or give him contacts, like, and then CGI the close-ups. Like, what a lazy film, dude. And then, like, and I don't understand the people of Atlantis at all. They have a king. Like, Ocean Master has been their king for, I'm assuming, like, for, like, 20 years or however old he took the throne.
Right.
So it doesn't seem like anybody has a problem with them. They're all fighting and cheering for him when they're fighting. So when Aquaman ends up winning and becomes king, like, where's the turmoil there? Don't you think a lot of the people there would be against this? He's an outsider who's been told he's an outsider and everybody should fear him, and he's just taking over. But we're supposed to be like, no, he's Aquaman, therefore he is amazing and everybody should love him. And
Right.
it's
At
so
first
stupid.
when he first shows up, they don't treat him like that until later.
Who doesn't? I mean, the king does. The king chained him up and fucked him up.
No,
and,
yeah,
like,
they beat the crap out of him or try to.
but the people don't know about him. Like, he
Yeah.
just showed up, and all of a sudden he's in some like stupid throne room where he's like chained, but he's not chained to anything. He's chained to a bunch of idiots holding the chains. Why would you do that? That's so dumb.
It
And then
looks
like there was
cool and pretty.
It was fun. We're having fun. Turn your
So,
brain off.
you know.
God damn it. But
That's what I told you. The people I watched the movie with, that's exactly what they said. It was fun and pretty. And I'm like, but it's Aquaman. Well, for one, just that we got an Aquaman movie is pretty cool because I never thought we would have had that.
No, I agree.
So
with
that's
that. And I
pretty
love
sweet.
Jason Momoa. I thought
And-
that was good. That was great.
Icing on the topping, whether you like it or hate it, they're making a sequel to it.
Well, of course. I mean, it made a fucking $1 billion.
So, I mean, they did something right in some area, I guess.
No, it's
I
called
did
DC
not-
Fanboys.
I did not think that they were going to do Black Manta, though, because when you
Yeah.
see him in the comics, he just looks goofy.
See,
So-
everybody says that. I don't see why he looks that goofy. I mean, the costume looked kind of dumb in the
Right.
movie, but that could have been cool. Like, you could have toned it down a little bit.
Well,
not
I'm
make
sure
it so
they will for
clunky.
the sequel. They will for the
They
sequel.
made it really clunky. And, like, man, did they really want us to care about the villain? And I don't understand why. It's like, this Thanos thing and the Michael B. Jordan thing like set this weird precedent that we don't need to love every villain that gets put on screen. If you have too much shit going on, it's okay to have your villain just be a villain. You know what I mean? Like, he just wants to take over Atlanta.
Well, that one...
Atlanta. Fucking Christ. I hate this movie.
That one, that one, I think they were just setting him up for a sequel if they got one. Because they threw everything into this movie.
And
they
sure,
were
that's
like, we
fine.
don't know if we're going to get a sequel, so we're just going to put this shit in here anyways.
You
And,
easily could have taken about 45 minutes out of this movie. Easily. And it would have probably helped it. I really think it would have helped it. Like, a lot of, like, the bad writing, like, a lot of moments, like, bad writing, you can cut that shit out. Like, cheesy one-liners or like stupid moments. If you cut those out, it would help. Like the stuff in Italy was pretty cool, but then they just fuck up their own stuff constantly. Like he does the red eye beams and apparently that burns him and hurts him. And then these blades figure out how to hurt him and stuff. That's cool.
Right.
But then he's being thrown through buildings and shit again. So I don't need that. Once we find out like the knives and shit can actually hurt him and the beams can kill him, why can't we just have a one-on-one fight in a small little room and he has to like fight him and be better? Like, I don't need all these fucking explosions. Like, they're shooting off grenades in a torpedo room in a submarine. Why would you bring explosives to a submarine? Why are you even shooting guns in a submarine?
Yeah.
These guys should be tactical spy SEAL Team 6 military guys. They should have came in snapping necks and stabbing people.
And since when did Aquaman have like Superman's powers by getting shot with a rocket?
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? I hated it. Because as soon as he did that, it took away the stakes. I'm like, well, he's not going to die in this scene, so whatever happens is fine. It doesn't matter. And then, like, the thing with the dad, it's like, you need to live so you can kill that son of a bitch. And it's like, we don't care about any of this. This is all stupid. Like, this is dumb.
They're just trying to give him the feels.
But that's what I'm saying. They were trying to give him like a backstory, and they're just spending too much time on him. Like
you said, it was Black Panther Under the Sea.
It was really
Under the
stupid.
Sea. It was Little Mermaid on acid, dude.
Right? There you go. Fucking dude, the movie's garbage. And if you really think it's good, it's like, I understand if you like looked at it and you're like, oh, the CGI was cool. Like, I loved a lot of the character design and a lot of like really cool stuff, but man, dude, that doesn't save it.
Right.
If anything, I asked so many questions because of certain things.
What'd you think of the octopus playing the drums?
I couldn't. Hannah goes, I already hated this. Now I'm done. She goes, this movie doesn't know what it's doing. When it did the drum thing, you know where they stole that from, right? They literally stole that. They plagiarized the ant playing fucking rock band from Ant-Man.
Well, no, they took it straight from... Didn't they do that in The Little Mermaid, the original cartoon?
Well, they also did that, but let's be fair. Those guys didn't think that far back, and they're not owned by Disney. They ripped that from Marvel. They absolutely took that scene from Marvel, and they're like, this is going to be funny. They did it with the ant, and that was hilarious. I go, you need to cut that.
There was a reason that ant scene was an end credit scene because it wasn't that dope.
Exactly. It was so stupid. Like I said, if you just cut like 45 minutes out of this movie, it could have been a little better.
Yeah.
Because you can tell like the things that they reshot to be funny. And like everybody's kissing Nicole Kidman's ass for this movie. She's not even in it. She's in it for 5 minutes.
No,
and
it's just like, so this is another one where I said, after I watched it, I was like, it's kind of like Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah.
Because, besides the fact that in the Ant-Man and Wasp, they actually know or are searching for the mom. In this one, they didn't even fucking know.
No.
But I'm like, there's so many... Okay.
It's just like, why... There's like 100 different ways you could have done this. You could have actually had the Atlanteans, not the Georgians, not the guys from Georgia. The Atlanteans, they could have came in and actually killed his mom. And the dad could have told him stories about his mom, and he could have told all the stories of Atlantis. That would have been way cooler.
Right.
That would have been why he was mad. And then when they tried to take his dad, he could have been like, you've tried to take everything from me. I'm going to take something from you. And then he comes down and then realizes, oh, Atlantis is actually not shitty, and it's just a shitty ruler who didn't want me to come back and Mufasa his ass or Simba his ass. And so
Well, the person that's ruling is technically his like half brother or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, I just don't understand why they all hated each other. Like, it was just all forced conflict.
Yeah.
It was a.
I mean,
I heard.
They had great actors though. I mean.
Oh yeah,
but they just
no.
put them in like these roles where it's like I don't care about your character.
It's laughable, dude. And they look like assholes half the time. Like the Willem Dafoe, what a disservice to this guy.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't need any of that the training stuff like from his beginning where he's like teaching him to fight. You don't need any of that. We already know, we've seen Aquaman in a movie before. We already know he can fight. I don't care how he can fight.
Right.
We already know he can, and he's indestructible, so who cares? Willem Dafoe, like, we could have just done all of that exposition dump like they do every 5 minutes. It's like explosion, action scene. And now a 10-minute exposition dump from a character I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
We could have just done that. And, like, Willem Dafoe's a good actor, and, like, the young version of Jason Momoa was shitty. Like, he couldn't act. So let's not do a training scene. Let's just have Willem Dafoe exposit everything that we need to hear and then just move forward. Like, let's just go. This movie's too fucking long, and the battle at the end looks like shit. I don't care what anybody says. It looks fucking dumb. Like, what are we watching? And why do we even care about any of these factions of people all dying? I don't care. They just introduced way too much. Like, it was like they gave us all the world building that a movie should have, but that world building should have happened over 3 movies. Like that, the first thing we should have done was introduce Aquaman to Atlantis and gone that route and worked through all of that.
Right.
And then started being like, okay, here are the mer people and the thing. It was like watching Lord of the Rings. They were trying to set up this huge world about like, oh, these people changed to this and the trench turned into the orcs and all this shit happened. It's like, dude, I don't need all this. Like, we're in a superhero movie. This isn't a fucking epic. Like, calm down. Like, we already had the Justice League. Like, what are you trying to do right now?
Yeah.
This is it was dumb. It was dumb. It was really dumb. And it was long. It was so long. If it would have been a little shorter, I could have been like, all right, well, that could have been worse. But no, it really couldn't be worse. The only way it could have been worse is if it was longer. It was the only way this could have been worse. It was really pathetic is what if I had to pick a word, I go, it's just sad. It was just sad to watch because you just had a lot of really good looking actors in decent looking costumes in front of a lot of bad CGI, spewing really bad writing. And it was pathetic. Anybody who really likes this movie went in wanting to like this movie and refused to have their mind change.
Right.
That's it. The only words I will ever hear them say is, I had fun and it looked good. And I would argue it didn't even look good. It looked bad. It looked really bad.
I'll say for the movie, I mean, I'll watch it again just because.
I'll watch it to make fun of it, but
I want to watch it for a second time just to take it in one more time.
Watch it with my commentary on it. There you go.
And then, as far as like all the undersea shit, I like that part of it, but again, that's all just visual. Like the story is all over the place. So
and they stole the Rainbow Bridge, and all I could think about was Dr. Evil and Austin Powers the whole movie.
Right.
With fucking sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their head. And by the way, why wouldn't you just get a different shark in the aquarium? You can't. I Googled it because I've never seen a great white shark in an aquarium before, ever in my life, not even at SeaWorld. So I was curious why.
Right.
So I Googled it, and great white sharks can't survive in captivity. They like start trying to kill themselves after like a week or something. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason a great white shark should have been at the aquarium, first of all. And second, they gave him like a huge second dorsal fin. Yeah. It looked like they had 2. So I was like, is that a mutant shark? What is that? Is it a fake shark? It's like, why not just change it to a hammerhead?
Right.
It would have been done. It would have been fine. And that whole aquarium
scene would have worked. Probably smashing into it would have then people would have been like, well, that should have busted the glass.
You're dumb. Shut up. The great white shark probably weighs twice as much as a hammerhead.
Either way, people are
that
going to
was still
bitch about
stupid
it.
either
So.
way. It was stupid either way. And then like the bully trope, it was just so dumb. Everything was like, it was a cliche, underdeveloped scene after another with a stupid joke or bad CGI or Jason Momoa saying that's awesome. That's what I got.
Just remember, though, there's another series of movies that are just like that. And this is a segue. Transformers.
You take away the power of a segue.
By
when
saying
you say,
segue.
This is a segue.
Good.
Segue.
It kind of reminds me of the Transformers series, where it's just all about the picture, not really the story. Well, the first Transformers movie had a decent story to it.
It tried. The first one had heart,
yeah.
and then you could watch the cash grab.
With that said, Transformers, Michael Bay is finally officially done with doing Transformers.
Yeah, they said that pretty much after Bumblebee, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Which, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Oh boy. Like, it's really sad because I really would like to, I would die to be able to talk to Michael Bay to see how much actual influence and creative input he had on the Armageddon movie and the Bad Boys franchise.
Well, he created the Bad Boys franchise. That was his, wasn't it? Didn't he write that too?
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Because the first Bad Boys movie is really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's just super, super
and
good.
I think the second one, the first Bad Boys movie he did coming right out of his like music video phase.
Wouldn't be surprised. And then the second one's not as good, but I love it. I think the second Bad Boys is great.
And the second one's where you can
really
tell
he
took most of his style from then on from the second Bad Boys, like the cinematography and all that.
You could tell he had kind of like a template. Like he created his formula. Well, I mean, you could argue
because the first Bad Boys was like dark and then blues. It was black and blues basically.
Because I'd be curious to see if Armageddon came before or after Bad Boys, because Armageddon was when you could tell he had a formula or whatever.
Right. I believe it came after the first one, but before the second one, because that was 98.
And that would make sense. That would, I mean, aesthetically, based on his movies, that would make sense. I love Armageddon.
They're doing a Bad Boys 3. Actually,
they've been saying that for almost 8 years.
I'll
believe it when I see it.
Thought they started photography on it. Principal.
Well, Martin Lawrence kind of went crazy for a minute.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Bill and Ted. They're doing the third Bill and Ted.
Go.
They started that one.
But they have said that Bad Boys 3 was a thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'll believe it when I see it, and I don't even know if I really want it anymore, to be completely honest. But yeah,
what
Armageddon.
Are they gonna do? Is it just gonna be like Danny Glover and freaking Lethal Weapon? We're too old for this shit. Those stupid jokes.
They're both running around on their fucking rascals trying to catch people. Going, oh man, I can't believe I was in Aladdin. But Armageddon's still easily one of my favorite like sci-fi disaster movies of all time. Like, because you got to remember, like, it's kind of hard if you go back and watch it now. You're like, oh, it's a Michael Bay film. Ugh. But
it doesn't really feel like what people think of Michael Bay films nowadays. It feels nothing like that. Because when people think Michael Bay, they think the Transformers or the Ninja Turtles, even though he didn't direct those. You know, that's what they think of when they say Michael Bay nowadays.
Yeah, and I would agree.
There's not a whole lot else.
Well, it's because it's like the idea. It's again the Citizen Kane problem. It's like you go back and watch Citizen Kane now. It's like, you know, us, our age, or a kid who's never seen it. They're gonna look at that movie and go, "This fucking blows. Like, this is the worst. It's boring. It sucks. It's whatever." But at the same time, that movie created a lot of story building that like elements that are critical to movie making in this day and age. So it's kind of like, it's only unimpressive because you've seen it now. It existed already. So you don't get to see the actual initial impact that movie had. So I would argue if you've seen all of the Transformers movies and stuff like that and then go back and watch Armageddon, you're going to like see like camera angles and color aspects and stuff and go, ugh, another Michael Bay movie. But these characters were actually really well written. And like that style really worked for that movie.
Right.
And it was one of the first times you'd seen that style in that type of movie. So it's really hard to pull yourself out and watch it with that kind of mindset. But if you do, you'll really enjoy it. And the music was really good. Like I really liked, I don't know. It was just all really neat. And first time I'll get to be like you, I loved all the toys. It was one of the first time I'd seen a movie that was really random. Like it wasn't a superhero movie or a Turtles movie or something like that, that they put out toys for it. It was really weird. It was an action movie that had toys. Remember they had like the shuttles and Harry Stamper and all the astronauts were like actual big, like 6-inch figures and shit. Like they actually had cool toys. And I was like, wow, that's so weird. And like Ben Affleck delivers a great performance. Bruce Willis is incredible. Liv Tyler is gorgeous. Michael Clark Duncan's incredible. The fucking, I can't remember the white guy who had the gambling problem, but like that scene with the
Buscemi?
No, that's the other guy.
Was it?
They were talking about like the son. It's like, oh, the salesman's on TV. I was like, oh, he's so great.
Yeah.
Rockhound was Steve Buscemi. He was the guy who owned the Loan Shark money. That shit was awesome. And like, I cry every time I watch that movie. I cry like a bitch when he's like sending Ben Affleck's ass up the thing, and he's like, "You're gonna take care of my little daughter now, or my little girl now. That's your job, Harry. I love you." And I'm like, "Fuck, I hate you, dude. This is so good."
It was
I
such
cry
a sad
every
movie,
time.
dude. It was
really was.
Even as a kid, I was like, "This is pretty dope." Like I remember watching that one because it was Armageddon, and then Deep Impact came out at the same time.
Yep.
And I liked Armageddon more, but I liked the fact that in Deep Impact that the thing actually fucking hits the earth.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was cool.
Okay, now that's sweet.
That was cool.
Because
I agree.
Everybody was always on one side or the other. I'm like, well, I like Armageddon, but I think this is dope how this one ends because there's actual consequences than just one person, you know?
It was neat. It kind of made you think a little bit and it kind of gave a weight. That was cool. And also I would almost argue that those two movies back to back, I could be wrong. I don't know what came before it and stuff, but like, I really honestly believe that created that trend of like, there was always the one movie and then there was the secondary movie that was kind of exactly the same.
Like how they did Losers and A-Team back to back.
Or like there was like the Nicolas Cage 9/11 movie, and then there was another one called like the Two Towers or something.
Right.
Like, or like the Boston Marathon thing. Like people always do that now, and it's really fucking funny.
Yeah.
But
so Bad Boys Bad Boys was his first directorial debut outside of music videos.
Okay.
Because everything else I'm looking at that he directed, they call them video shorts now on IMDb. But they're music videos. Yeah. And then
kind of like what's his face? The guy who did District 9. I think he kind of did the same thing.
But no, right before he did Armageddon, he actually shot a Aerosmith music video, which is probably how he got them to do all the shit in Armageddon. Which soundtrack he did Falling in Love.
Oh, that's a good video actually.
Yeah. And then I think that was he kept doing a couple music videos here and there until he did some after Bad Boys 2, and then he hit The Island, and then he hasn't done any since.
Yeah.
And The Island was another good one. Like I liked the story in that one.
That was pretty cool. Good. I do love the fact that he ended up using stock footage or like scenes he didn't use in the movie. I might have actually used them in the movie, The Island. The like scenes when they're like doing a car chase or something down the freeway or something.
Okay.
He used those scenes and put them in Transformers 2 and then just put the Transformers on them.
That would make sense. Because they did some pretty sweet car scenes, like overhead scenes too, especially in the desert there. Yeah.
So I laugh about that. I was like, at one point it's kind of lazy, but at the same time it's like, fuck it. Why
I'm
not?
looking at his stuff, and like a lot of these movies I actually liked.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I
he
don't
wasn't
understand why
terrible.
people hate on him so much. It's just because of the Transformers stuff, pretty much. But
Well, not pretty much. The turtle stuff sucks too. Even though
but
he
that's
didn't
not on
direct
his
it.
directorial stuff, you know.
Yeah, well, so I mean,
And neither is
those are-
Bumblebee, just so everyone knows.
Well, yeah, no, he had nothing to do with that shit.
He was just
That
a
was when
producer.
That was when they were walking. Well, it's like they just put his name on it.
It's because he started the franchise.
Yeah, that's all.
That's why,
That's why the movie was better.
What's his name? Come
on.
Dude that
You
directed
can do it.
freaking Iron Man.
You can do it.
Nope, I can't.
John Favreau.
John Favreau. Yeah, he's still like a producer on every Avengers movie.
Well, to be fair, he's probably in the room talking.
Yeah, oh,
to people
yeah.
With, I mean, I refuse to believe that you don't have John Favreau because he's also a brilliant director. Don't get me wrong.
Well, he's
Just
doing
because
the Mandalorian series too.
Cool. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'll watch that. I mean, I'm really kind of. Star Wars is absolutely fallen from grace for me.
Wait. Before we get on Star Wars, I just want to shout out one more Michael Bay movie that I liked. Was Pain and Gain with The Rock and Mark Wahlberg.
Dude, let me tell you.
That movie is awesome. Like,
it's so crazy.
and it's based
so
on a true
weird.
story too. So it's like,
Yeah.
and it has Mark Wahlberg, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson,
And fucking Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub,
Fucking Monk, dude.
Anthony Mackie.
Yup.
Let's see, Ed
Falcon.
Harris.
Oh, love Ed Harris.
Rebel
Rock?
Wilson is in it. I didn't even know she was in that. She must have been
I
like a
didn't notice it.
background person.
I think she was one of like the fat people at the gym. I bet.
Ken
Dude.
Jeong.
Oh, fuck him. The Rock. The Rock is awesome, and the movie, not the actor. The actor is also awesome.
Oh yeah, The
The
Rock,
Rock
is
is-
a good one too.
It's a fucking great movie, dude. I love Ed Harris, dude. Give me Ed Harris in everything. Let him be some like old wise, mean spirited old man. And I'm all about it.
Yeah. Pearl Harbor
yeah.
was another good one he did.
I didn't like that.
No,
That
that's
one
a
missed
really
me.
long one though.
It's super long, and I don't like the stuff. I really liked was the Cuba Gooding Jr. stuff.
Okay.
I enjoyed that a lot, and again, Liv Tyler's fucking hot. So
See,
I'm cool with it.
I had these history issues when I was growing up. Like,
Mhm.
I just didn't want to study history. So
Oh my God.
my buddy's dad, to like help me like learn more about history and stuff, we would like sit down and watch all these movies, and then we'd
Yeah.
do like the history lessons in the books and stuff. So I watched Pearl Harbor multiple times.
Okay, so you like Pearl Harbor then? What would you? Because I'm assuming you're gonna say this, but I'm curious to see if
Okay.
you have a different opinion. What would be your favorite wartime movie?
Wartime movie.
Like there was that Nicolas Cage one called Wind Talkers, where they like had to use like I think it was like Indian rhetoric for code breakers.
Right.
You had something like obviously Pearl Harbor. There was
Saving
what
Private
else?
Ryan.
Das Boot, Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, I'm curious. If you had to go, I'm going to go to my shelf right now, and there was a war movie I have or I should have, what would it
Okay.
be? What would you put in right now?
Oh God,
Because I have mine.
I don't even know. I'd have to see like a list of names because some of them I remember scenes of them, but I don't
Yeah.
remember the name of the movie.
If I told you to go watch a war movie right now, what would you pick?
Dunkirk.
Ooh, I haven't seen it.
Me either. That's why I would see
You're
it.
stupid. Okay, sorry. Then we'll go back. Say, pick one that you've already seen, like one that you're like, oh, it was really impressive, or it stuck with you.
Jarhead.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I actually have that one. There's Jarhead and probably
That was Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yes, Jake Gyllenhaal.
And Jamie Foxx, I think. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a really good one.
Apparently, they consider *Inglourious Bastards* a war movie.
I would, yeah.
I guess
I'd put
so.
it up there. I'll
Like a
maybe put it up there.
fantasy war movie,
Yeah.
because it's
It's a little more stylized.
alternate reality here.
Yeah.
There you go.
I liked parts of that movie. Quentin Tarantino for me is a little pretentious.
Mm-hmm.
I get why he's great. Don't get me wrong. I love a lot of his movies. Pulp Fiction's great. Fucking Kill Bill. I'll watch Kill Bill 1 and 2 like all the time. I saw Hateful Eight. It was pretty fun. It wasn't super great. I probably won't go watch it again ever, but
Right. Yeah, I just actually watched that a couple months ago when I was laid
it's
up.
not bad. It's fun. I like westerns. Like that Magnificent Seven remake was fucking brilliant. I enjoyed that a lot.
Is that the one with Pratt in it?
Yeah, and Denzel Washington
I
and
haven't
all those
watched
guys.
that one yet.
You'll like it, I think. It's really, really good. You will have a problem with the ending, I think, but because I know you now.
Fucking killed
but it's really
everybody.
good. It's really good though, and I mean, you know it's coming because you've seen all the other iterations of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's really well done. And Antoine Fuqua, the director, is fucking brilliant. He did the Equalizer movies.
Okay.
So like he's good. He's solid. Yeah, there's some issues, but whatever. It's really well done. And I love a good Western, dude. It's hard to get a good Western. Mm-hmm. Like True Grit was pretty decent, but it was a little slow and boring.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fun.
It was good.
But my war movie, if I had to pick a war movie right
go
now,
ahead, man.
We Were Soldiers. I don't know if you've ever seen that with Mel Gibson plays Lieutenant Hal Moore. It's a Vietnam movie. It's so fucking good.
Okay.
It's so good. It's like classic Mel Gibson, solid acting. I think Chris Klein's in it. He plays somebody. He's great. It's just super like, dude, it hits you with all the generic war movie tropes, you know, like the guy pulling the fucking picture out of his wife and shit like that. But they do it for both sides, which is really cool. And I have a little bit of a like fun moment to it because apparently my dad, who is a military man, he was a sergeant first class in the Army. He went around, he loves to read like James Patterson shit and like, you know, like John Grisham books, and he likes war and law stuff, espionage, Tom Clancy shit. And apparently he met Hal Moore in real life, which was really fucking cool. Yeah, that if you haven't seen that movie, go fucking see it, dude. It's fucking brilliant. He gives one of those like he's giving a speech to all the new recruits and stuff who are about to get, you know, because in the Vietnam War you got drafted. A lot of people didn't sign up; they got drafted and forced in, and that's when you could get drafted when you were like fucking 18 and shit. So these are all kids and shit, and Sam Elliott's in it and plays fucking great. I think he was a sergeant or something. And he's so good, dude. They give a speech about like Jews, Gentiles. I don't care what color your skin is. When we go over there, like you're going to face discrimination here. That doesn't matter when we go over there. And I'm just like, oh, dude, like it's so poignant. Like you could play the speech right now and it would actually mean something in our day and age, which is really kind of sad to be honest. But it's super poignant. It's gonna stand the test of time. It has some really iconic imagery, brilliant fucking acting. The music's really fucking good. And of course, it's based on a book. It was called We Were Soldiers Once and Young, I think. And it was written by a photographer, a wartime photographer who went there and took all the pictures and talked to all these people, and then he wrote the book. They actually have that guy in the movie. Not the actual writer, but somebody portraying him in the movie. Right. And it's fucking awesome. If you haven't seen it or you don't remember it, do yourself a service. Fucking go see that movie. It's fucking brilliant. Is it
on a streaming service yet? Or I could probably find it.
But I'm telling you, dude, it's going to be in a $5 bin somewhere. Okay. Fucking... You could probably... I wouldn't even be surprised if you could fucking illegally download it somewhere.
I could probably get it on Vudu.
So yeah, wartime movies, great. Check it out. What else do we?
As far as wartime movies go, though, real quick. Yeah. What is your favorite? Like, because those are the ones that we just said, Jarhead, and what was the name of yours again? It's a long title.
We Were Soldiers.
We Were Soldiers. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so long.
I'm gonna write that down now. Yeah, it's a long word, man. Mine's one word. Jarhead.
Fair enough. And Dunkirk.
And Dunkirk. But
I like the movie because I didn't have to read the title.
those are like more serious movies for war movies. Which
you want a goofy one?
A lot of war movies are serious, but what's your goofy go-to? Because I got mine.
Easy. This movie gets a lot of shit, and I think it's horse shit. By the way, I will defend this movie to the day I die. Battle L.A. or Battle Los Angeles. I can't remember. There's a Nick Cannon one called Battle LA, I think, and then Battle Los Angeles is the one with
Battle Los
Aaron
Angeles
Eckhart.
was the one that was in theaters, right?
Yeah, with
and
Aaron
then Battle
Eckhart
LA
and
was
all
like
them.
a sci-fi thing.
Dude, it had Aaron Eckhart, which was awesome. He was great. He was coming off The Dark Knight, so he was fucking.
And that's a goofy one?
In my opinion, it's a
Okay.
sci-fi. It's sci-fi aliens. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
So I would argue it's goofy. I mean, because if you really want me to go like comedy, like stupid,
I mean, don't say it because it's probably mine.
In the Army Now.
Yep, that's
Of
what
course.
I was going with.
Of course.
Probably
I'll maybe
Shore and Lori
I could
Petty,
maybe
dude.
give you like Sergeant Bilko or Major Payne. Those are
Ooh,
really
Major
good.
Payne is a good one.
Major
yeah.
Payne's really fucking funny. But if I had to be serious, dude, Battle LA gets a lot of shit. I don't know why. It's really well done. Granted, it does a lot of like handy cam stuff, so it's like really shaky.
Mm-hmm.
But like they follow these guys and it's this sci-fi battle, but they follow it from the perspective of the military men. It's not like Independence Day or weird shit like that. It's actually like grounded and really like the character design for the aliens is really cool. The acting's really good. Like Neo, the singer, Neo,
Okay.
is in it and he's actually not annoying. You know what I mean? Like, well, because when people like cast people like that, it could be really fucking stupid. It's just like, ugh, why?
Yeah.
Because he's hot right now, like lame. But he was actually really good, and Michael Pena's in it. He has a really cool arc, and that movie made me cry twice, like a bitch. Because like the whole thing is like Aaron Eckhart plays this leader who kind of wants to retire, wants to be done, but now he has to help get this platoon kind of ready for this war that's about to come, because they find out about the aliens and he has to come and help, and he doesn't want to, but he does, and nobody wants to follow him because he lost his last crew. And a lot of people say it's because of him, because he did it. Like,
Right.
It was his fault, which, you know, it's not true. You know, you find out about his character and why he had to make the decision he made. And it sucks. And you feel really bad. And then there's like a scene where a guy wants to sacrifice his life to help people, like to save everyone. He's like, you need to leave. Go, go, go. Get out of here. I got this. And the guy's just like, and then Aaron Eckhart's character is like, no, not again. And I'm just like, I fucking lost it, dude. Just the man baby tears start coming. And I'm just like, it's just like, well, in this like goofy ass sci-fi movie, you're going to make me cry. I'm sorry. That means you wrote something well. Yeah, maybe there's some hard moments, or like maybe there might be some continuity errors here and there, but it's shot really well. It's lit really well. They treat it with some seriousness, and it's really impressive. That movie doesn't get a lot of credit, and I really, yeah. If you guys get a chance, go see Battle Los Angeles with Aaron Eckhart. You will not be disappointed. You might not like it. I don't know. It might not be for you, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be Aquaman. You're not going to be mad that you watched it and wasted 2 hours of your life.
Right.
It's good. That's a good one. Yeah. I would definitely check that out. If you haven't seen it, you should see it.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
I think you'd like it. I really do. The aliens are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
I still also haven't even seen like Cloverfield and shit.
really, I totally would. Did you ever see what is it? 10
The-
Cloverfield Lane or something like that?
The one with John Goodman?
Yeah.
No. I heard
That's good.
I heard it's good, and it like coincides with the same the events of Cloverfield, but I'm just like,
they did like a universe thing, but it's not actually like
Right.
tied to anything.
but Cloverfield is like all like first cam, like hand
that's
cam and shit
brutal.
and shaky.
It's really brutal.
That's one reason I
hard to
haven't
watch.
watched Hardcore Henry yet, is because of that.
Yeah.
And I really want to watch Hardcore Henry, so I told Nick, because FYI everyone, I'm epileptic, so he fucks with me.
Yeah.
But I told Nick the other day, I was like, I'm just gonna put Hardcore Henry on the PlayStation and watch it in the VR and see what fucking happens. Because I don't ever get motion sickness using the VR system.
So keep a fucking camera on you in case you have a fucking seizure. That's a great idea.
There we go.
Fucking idiot. Speaking of Hardcore Henry, I would love to see that as well.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, I believe, right now.
And another movie that came out that was kind of like it. It felt like it to me. I really want to see it, called Upgrade.
Oh yeah.
That looks fucking.
That one looks good.
And
So now Upgrade came out around the time Venom came out, and the
Yeah.
trailers I think it was
like a year
almost
before.
the same thing. It's like he hears his voice in his head and he loses control of his body. I'm like, okay, guys.
Venom was a piece of shit, dude. Venom fucking sucked.
I liked
cannot
Venom,
believe-
dude. I liked it. It's not as like the Venom from the comics. I liked it as just its own movie by itself.
Yeah.
You know.
You didn't have a problem with that motorcycle chase where they like cut to the same shot like 5 times and like until they were doing a reshoot and like the
just
fucking
didn't
villain
care.
was terrible and the villain was terrible and what's her face, Michelle Williams, had a wig every 2 minutes that you could tell and it looked like shit. Man, you could tell Tom Hardy was trying his best, but holy fuck, that movie blows.
He did the Venom voice too. Did you know that?
Yeah, and they just modulated him. And that
Just
was
cool. You know he
No, that would've
loves
been
doing
fine.
his own shit too because he did.
Yeah.
He created the Bane voice that we all love.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
even though it's not a fucking Mexican
It's a
accent,
meme.
it's like a British accent.
Here, I think I gotta. Here, let me get a glass jar. I think I can do it. Yeah, here, I'm back. Yeah, if anybody ever wants to do the Bane voice, just get yourself like a glass vase or a glass jar, and you just go.
Let's not stand on ceremonies, Bruce. Do you feel in charge?
Like, it's so dumb. But like, tell me that's not like a fucking huge meme, dude.
Yeah.
Like all over. Like, I get it. Like, it sucks that they didn't really do the character justice, but the fact that like they were willing to do something different, I'll give them props. And you know, this way his movies will always stand
Right.
by themselves. Like they'll be their own thing. So that's kind of cool. And it would have been really hard to like force a luchador into there. It would have been really weird.
Yeah.
So I
well,
kind of
with how they were making it more of like a real world type of world
kinda
for
get
them, it made more sense. But like, because having them like hit the Venom and they go through him and
dude, you're not getting Batman and Robin bullshit. You know,
Because he merely adopted the dark. He was born in it.
so fucking stupid. Anyway,
he's a good actor though. I hope that he
he's
doesn't
fine.
get stuck in crappier roles.
he won't.
Like,
He's fine. The
you know.
dude practically almost got an Oscar when he was in like The Revenant and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a little overrated, but I think he's good.
See,
I think
though,
he's fine.
people, it pisses me off, too, because someone kept trying to tell me he was in Suicide Squad. And I'm like, no, he's not.
They probably think he's Jai Courtney.
Yeah, they don't even look the same, dude. Like, I don't understand where people get that whole, he's him. Because then they even were like, yeah, because remember, it's the same guy that's in Batman. And then they're like, and he also played in, what's the stupid one they always bring up? Fucking the Bruce
Mad
Willis
Max.
movie.
Oh,
That the other
fucking
dude was in.
Another Day to Die Hard or
Yeah,
some shit.
Good
The
Day to
fifth
Die
Die Hard
Hard.
movie.
Yeah.
That movie was fucking unwatchable, dude.
Oh.
Oh man.
Anyway.
I will tell everyone, you can watch Live Free or Die Hard. You can watch that in a whimsical way. That is not a good movie, but I watch the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm like, the Kevin Smith stuff's a little hard to swallow. The dude ends up on a fucking jetliner. I'm like, what, are we watching True Lies? Like, what's happening?
Wait,
And,
where? Which one?
At the Live Free or Die Hard, the one with
Okay,
Justin
yeah.
Long and,
Yeah.
and Timothy Olyphant and the fucking sexy Maggie Q as the... Dude, have you ever seen the CW's La Femme Nikita remake?
Yeah, I've
Nikita?
seen a couple episodes.
I like that shit. I love that shit. The fucking quarterback from Little Giants.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's also Devin Sawa, I think is his name. He's the guy from, I think he's also from Final Destination. I think he's the main dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Devin
plays
Sawa
like
is.
one. He plays like one of like the spy hitmen, and it's pretty awesome.
He was
This is
also
fucking-
Casper in Casper.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Good movie. That's a good movie. God, I want to watch that movie.
The original
After-
Casper.
When you talked about the original Turtles movie,
Mhm.
it made me really get nostalgic for fucking
Dude, I didn't
Casper.
even think about Casper as a comic book movie. It didn't
Right?
click.
Right? No, well, because I immediately thought a cartoon. I was like,
Right.
oh, it's a cartoon. But no, it was a comic strip like back in the 60s
It's
or 70s.
like
or
Garfield,
something.
but if you say any of the
Yeah.
Garfield movies are great, you're kidding
No,
yourself.
fucking get the fuck out of here. Fucking Bill Murray.
So yeah, that's all I have for Tom Hardy though. I find it irritating when fuckers like call him someone else. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that's like the B version of him that when they can't hire Tom Hardy, they'll get him. Kind of like Harrison Ford and the other dude. You know who I'm talking about. Everyone knows who I'm talking about.
Do I though?
Yes.
Do I?
Fucking everyone does.
Ooh.
I can't remember his name.
No, then apparently it doesn't exist. I was gonna go with what was the universal answer to the question? If I can't afford to get Michael Cera, I'm gonna go get Jesse Eisenberg. Fucking who's the other dickhead? Jake Gyllenhaal versus
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling or Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. His name is Dennis Quaid. There you go.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Dennis Quaid and Harrison Ford. You know, Dennis Quaid's the cheaper version of Harrison Ford.
God, really? I don't really lump those two together.
I
could see
remember
it, though.
because when I was a kid, I got them confused.
I could see that. I could see it. No, I could see it. I could see it. Okay, so since I spent so much time shitting on DC
Yeah.
with Aquaman,
Should I do my review?
let's. What, your review? You're gonna do a review? No, seriously. Do you want to talk about Aquaman?
No, I don't want to talk about Aquaman no more.
I was gonna
the
say,
people
don't
I
talk about it.
tried talking to it about pissed me off so much. I was just like, fuck you.
I'm done with it.
Wash the hands.
With my mom, which let me tell you, I'm very excited that somehow like 4 or 5 years ago, watching superhero movies in the theater turned into something that my mom and I do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking awesome. It's so cool. Like, I love it so much. It's the greatest. Anyway, her and I went and saw Shazam. Holy shit, dude, that movie's great.
Yeah.
That movie is fucking fantastic.
I've heard
And
nothing but good things about it from almost everybody. There's one person I heard who was like, because like you, like, you know, and most people, he's shit on DC like the entire time since after Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
And ever since like all the Justice League shit and all that stuff, he's always shit on them. And then like he was talking about Shazam, and you know, he didn't give no spoilers or nothing. It was on another podcast I listened to.
Okay.
And he was talking about it, and he was like, it was good. And he's like, but it wasn't that good. It was okay. Like, trying to lower his standards down to it because
he didn't want to, like,
so much shit.
fanboy it too hard.
And then the other dude was like, dude, you talk so much shit about this franchise the entire time, and yet you can't give them props on one good movie.
I agree. And, like, because people are like that. And I don't know why. Like, with me, it's like, look, I'm passionate, dude. Like, it's because I watch so much shit that I know what's good because I know what's bad, if that makes sense. Like, it's like universally, there are movies that nobody has ever heard of, seen, watched, doesn't care. And then there's these movies that every year, that's all people talk about. It's like people have viewing parties for Lord of the Rings, like the extended versions, or Star Wars, or, you know, these movies that people like always remember.
Right.
So if you go out and seek it, you have a litmus test for the greatest and the worst. Just because you don't like them, like subjectively, doesn't make them bad. Like Titanic. Titanic will always be a perfect example of a movie that was perfectly constructed.
Yeah.
Practical stuff mixed with decent CGI, iconic music, great acting, period piece, like everything that would be really difficult to do, this guy did. Now, a kid's gonna go watch that. It's 3 fucking hours long, dude. Not everybody's gonna like it.
I watched that movie, Titanic, by James Cameron.
Yup.
10 times in theaters.
Yup.
As a kid.
Yup.
And then I went out by myself and pre-ordered the VHS, the double
that
VHS.
Came multiple fucking Christ, dude. That came out on 2 tapes.
I pre-ordered 2 of them
Yep.
One, so I kept it closed and sealed up because that's what we did in the 90s.
God, you were always a hoarder, dude.
And the
No,
other
but that's
one, so I
forward
could
thinking.
watch it. So, yeah,
Fuck, dude.
I love that
No,
movie. And
It's a great film.
before that movie came out, though, I was huge into the history of the Titanic. So I had like
Yep, me
books about
too.
the Titanic and all that shit. So
I built models, dude.
Yeah.
I drew pictures. I
Yeah.
had to know everything, dude.
I did a few
Like,
school reports on the Titanic
Oh,
and the history of
so
it.
cool.
And like where everyone else, I remember there was one report we had to do it on the Titanic events.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everyone did it about the sinking of the ship, and I did it about the construction of the fucking ship. Because I was like, I got this
Yeah.
book here that has like blueprints, and I was like, let's do this.
Bro, I'm applauding you right now. That's awesome. No, seriously, I was so into it, and it's just like I tell people to another way where I tell you like that movie's important, dude. Like movies are important. Like they'll teach you things. Like it's like I was so inspired by the movie, I needed to go learn. I knew why the boat worked, like why the boat didn't work or why the hull broke and how I learned about coal because of that. How people were literally shoveling coal.
Yeah.
Like you learn so much stuff about those things, and it's just like it's so cool. It's iconic, man. Like, oh man, it's good storytelling. And I just tell people, it's like, there you go watch that, and then go watch The Hobbit. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get it. I really don't understand how people. I get how people can go, I liked it, but then I give a fucking review that says this is poorly written with bad CGI, the pacing's terrible, the editing's horrible. And they go, well, that's your opinion. I go,
Well,
okay,
yeah, that's what a review is your personal opinion.
it's my fucking opinion. So thank you for one being as if that's some kind of insult, but then also you look like a retard. Like,
Send the definition to them in the comments every fucking time.
Well, and I just want to be like, well, I liked it. I'm like, why? Why did you like it? Because I can tell you
Right.
why I hated it. I can tell you 100% with screenshots and this and that why this is a terrible movie. And you should feel bad. This is bad and you should feel bad. I don't know, man. It's just this weird growing trend of people being okay with mediocrity or less than mediocre is just, it's pathetic. It's sad. It's just like your life sucks that bad that you're really just like, you're okay with this. And they go, because then they would throw it back and go, oh, well, it's my favorite comment right now. And I love people who are like this. It's like, oh, cool. You went on Facebook too. Congratulations.
Right.
People who like leave a comment that go, you know, hating things that people like doesn't make you smart. I go, yeah. And also liking things that
Just because other
everybody
people
tells you
like them.
yeah, it doesn't make you part of the it's just
It's
like you're so dumb.
It's like the whole thing with Marvel. All the Marvel movies, everyone assumes that you have to like every single one of them because it's such a big thing in the culture.
Yeah.
And because it's fucking Marvel and they did good movies. I mean, yeah, they do good movies, but sometimes they do crappy ones too.
Yeah.
Just
Black
like
Panther.
yeah. Just
Captain
like
Marvel.
everyone else does, you know?
Well,
It's-
and like
it's, a name on the movie does not make it a good movie.
exactly. I agree.
And-
And
Even a big
And,
budget and money, you know, all the profits that they make off that movie don't make it a good movie.
yeah, and it's a perfect segue because I got lost in like YouTube trending shit.
See, hey, you said don't say it's segue, and you just fucking did it. So, fuck you.
Damn it! I want you to know that I fall too. I'll get up like a Disney woman. So I want to, because I still hate Captain Marvel. I think it's terrible. Things about Endgame are coming out finally. People are saying it's great. I don't trust a lot of
because
people
they did
anymore.
they just did
The
the
premieres.
screener and the premieres, yeah.
So with fucking Captain Marvel, I got lost in this fucking just deep sea of YouTube shit. And you know how we always do. We go to see one video and then all of a sudden we're auto playing and oh shit, it's been an hour. I ended up listening to this Captain Marvel review and then they cited this podcast from Sci-Fi or Sci-Fi.
Okay.
Sci-Fi
Sci-fi.
F-Y. S-Y-F-I. Sci-Fi Wire, there's this podcast called Who Won the Week.
Okay.
Talking about, movies that came out and all
Ooh,
this.
I think I know where you're going with this, but keep
There
on.
is this fucking dickhead, and I'm going to call him a dickhead because his name is Adam Swiderski, I think. SWIDERSKI, and I hope everybody goes out. Do not cut this because his fucking Twitter. I made sure I wrote down his Twitter. I wrote down his fucking Instagram because he's a cocksucker. And episode 169 of their podcast is titled like Oscars 2019 Captain Marvel versus Rotten Tomatoes, trailers, roundups, all that shit. This fucking dipshit. I cannot believe he's not fired, first of all. I cannot believe he would even say this. Even though we all know it's true. We're not, in this day and age, I can't believe that people are still this delusional that he thought with Captain Marvel, he literally thought the fact that Rotten Tomatoes turned off audience reactions and comments was a good thing.
Okay.
He goes, that's great. This is good because we don't need those people having an opinion and dragging things down and doing stuff and blah, blah, blah. Real critics should have their opinions, and that's all that matters. And I go, okay. First of all, that's already a bad statement, so that's scary. That's already a scary
in this day and
thing.
age, aren't we all critics, though? Like,
That's
don't we
what I'm
all get a
saying.
voice to say what we want about anything?
Everybody has an opinion.
Right.
Like, that's it. At the end of the day, everybody's going to have an opinion. It doesn't matter. Regardless of whether or not any of us are wrong, it doesn't matter.
It sounds
There
like
is no
really
such thing.
old school talking right there.
Exactly.
It's like the reviewers are the only ones that matter. Like Siskel and Ebert are the only two that fucking matter for film reviews, type
it
shit.
feels like, it just feels like hypocritical nonsense. Like, lack of self-awareness is a big, big deal when it comes to what we do. Look, we get it. We do a podcast, we say our opinions, and that's how it works. People can turn it on, people can turn it off. People don't have to agree with it. You could just like the way we say it. It doesn't mean you agree with me. But maybe you like how animated I get, and you're like, oh, I get to watch this guy, listen to this guy talk out of his ass for an hour. I don't agree with him. But sometimes, like, people being so wrong about something, or literally, like, on the other side of the fence of what you're thinking, sometimes revalidates how you feel. You know what I mean? Like, I hate Aquaman. Like, I'm just using it as an example because it's at the beginning of the podcast and we can actually use it as reference.
Right.
I fucking hate Aquaman. I think it's stupid. I said all these reasons why. And because of all those reasons that I cited, that guy, other people who agree with me are going to go, I agree with you. And that's awesome. Thank God I'm not the only person who thinks like that. But there is also another person who goes, no way. This looked awesome. I love these costumes. This music was great. I love this actor. I did this thing. So everything I was saying, they're literally on the other side of the fence going, he's just validating how I feel.
Right.
Because of his lack of being woke or whatever. You know what I mean?
The guy that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Adam
Swiderski.
He works
who's a dickhead.
He works for them?
I assume.
For
he's
Rotten
on all
Tomatoes
the podcasts.
or for the podcast?
Sci-fi.
For sci-fi podcast.
For the podcast. So he thought, and I think he's also a reputable professional. If you can't tell, I'm using air quotes for some dickhead who thinks that he's better than everyone else.
We're gonna at him on this shit.
Dude, fuck that guy. No, for real. Fuck that guy. At me. Fucking bring it, you dumb cunt. He said that was cool to silence these people because he thought their stuff doesn't matter. And then he literally says that sometimes people like us on this podcast, even, we've had to do it almost verbatim. I'm going to paraphrase, obviously, but almost verbatim. Go ahead and check it out. I'll even try and send you a link or something if we can put it in the description. This guy literally then goes, people on this podcast, myself included, blah, 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 we sometimes have to play softball with movies. Because if we don't, we don't get invited to screenings. If we dump on a movie, wait, let me finish. Because if we dump on them, we will not get early access. We won't do the. So you are literally telling people that the people who are not being paid, who are actually going out paying their hard-earned money to see these movies that they probably care about, given a genuine initial reaction, somehow does not have the same validation as somebody who is obviously pandering or being paid to give their opinion to go see a movie.
Right.
Is fucking horseshit. You should be fired because you literally just said that you are giving false advertising for a movie so you can get free shit.
Right.
This is absolutely absurd, and that is what is wrong with a lot of YouTube people.
See, though,
like when I see those,
there's a
it's
problem
insane.
with that logic, though, because I know multiple movie reviewers, even one that's on Rotten Tomatoes. He does not pander to anybody's bullshit, and you know him too. EJ.
Do you want to give him a shout out?
EJ Marino on
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
and Instagram, guys. So
Yeah, I know him. I've worked with him. He's
he's
very outspoken. But I mean, he did the whole thing like
Yeah.
us. We went to school and we look up stuff, and him and I do not see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. He's actually a
Right.
huge DC person. He's one of those people who thinks Batman v Superman is brilliant, and I'm completely on the other side.
Yeah, but he also
but
has like throughout his entire time of doing like movie reviews, not just videos but actual written reviews for them.
Yeah.
Has gone like he's kind of been like anti-Marvel, almost every Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Except for like Infinity War, and I think he just did the screening of Endgame. I haven't
But,
watched his
you're
shit
gonna-
yet for that, but
And you're gonna fanboy and stuff, and that's fine. You
Yeah.
have your opinion, but he is articulate.
Right.
Unlike a lot of other people, they just go, "It's fun," or "I enjoyed it," or "I this."
Right.
He at least tries to defend these movies,
Mm-hmm.
which that's fine. I get it. There are good things about these movies. Do not get me wrong.
right. But he's also not
But-
pandering to the studios to make sure he doesn't lose
Exactly.
his access. Because
Exactly.
those studios, no matter what, those studios are going to want the reviewers' opinions, whether they're good or bad. One,
It's
gonna,
marketing. It's free
yeah,
marketing.
It's free marketing nonstop.
And like with him. So I hope someday we do a cast together.
Right.
Because him and I are polar opposites, I think, when it comes to the way we think.
I'll
about
sit
movies.
sit over in the corner like Kevin Smith and just agree with both of you.
Well, no, I think you're perfect. I think you're like, because I think you agree with him with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, with
I would
some
assume.
things, yeah. We have disagreements in some stuff too, but
Yeah.
not
But
not
I think
a whole lot.
But again, I think it was something I brought up in a podcast before. I think having healthy arguments is important. You can call them arguments, you can call them debates, you can call them whatever you want. At the end of the day, they're fucking movies. I don't care if you like it. Just don't tell me I'm wrong for not liking it. The same way I just because you like it doesn't make it a good movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
But the whole fact that they just said on a podcast that everyone hears that they're not going to do a proper review is because they don't want to lose their shit.
he literally said we softball stuff so we can keep our access. It's like, dude, did you not just realize what you said? You're a
Right.
fucking idiot. Like, you're
And
so
what
dumb.
access is there really? I mean, they do the screenings the Tuesdays before the movies come out. For almost every advanced screening, it's usually the
For
Tuesday
free!
before.
But for
It's-
free, though.
It's for free. Trust me, though, I've gone to these things, and I would rather just go to a normal audience screening. Sometimes
maybe.
you'll get the good screening where it's mostly just media there, but a lot of times you have like 2 or 3 rows of media, and that's it. And the rest of it is just like everyone that got free tickets from a website here and there and all this stuff. So it can be hectic because, and you see a lot of different people show up to the screenings.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the ones that I've gone to, it's a lot of people that they weren't going to go and pay this money to go see this movie anyways.
Yeah.
It was just a free date or something out. you
Yeah,
know.
and it's just and it pisses me off because it's one of those things, like, have some fucking integrity. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. It's an art form, and you gain nothing. You gain nothing from watching movies decrease in value. You get nothing from that.
Right.
And it's like, fuck everyone in the universe. It's like, oh, their box office did great. I go, again, I really think these big studios now, that because there is no real competition anymore, I think they bump their numbers. I absolutely think they do. I think they pump their own money into a lot of these screenings. Because I mean, think about it. If they put out $100 million out of their, okay, so a movie costs $250 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say they make the movie for $150 million. There's $100 million that they can sit on. Dropping $50 million to just toss out free tickets to people will bump their numbers.
Right.
And it looks good. And $50 million means absolutely dick to $1 billion company. That's like if you and I had $2 million, us chucking $200 or $2,000 at someone means absolutely nothing. So I don't know. It's really dirty, underhanded shit, and I think people should really be a little more aware of the content that they're watching. That's why I always say try and find 2 people that you really, really agree with and love on YouTube, right, and find 2 or 3 people that you really, really do not trust or don't like or whatever, and listen to theirs.
Right.
Because you will hear a lot of, it's like when you listen to like local news, you see a lot of the real verbiage and rhetoric almost spouted word for word, and it gets really creepy.
And
so at some point,
it has a lot of similarities.
Yeah,
within it, or they'll speak about specific scenes in the movies. Like each person of 2 completely different mindsets will talk about those scenes. So those are the things to look at then. So if the one who's talking shit and the one who's talking good about it, all right, so that's something to look at when you go and see the movie or when you rewatch it or something yourself. Because apparently it meant something to both of them, whether they hated it or liked it.
Exactly. And it's important to have perspective. And without perspective, you have nothing.
On the same note, though, I would also suggest not necessarily going for, if you're going to YouTube for reviewers, don't just go to the ones that have like the most subscribers.
Yeah.
Go to the smaller ones because, I mean, 1,000 subscribers, a couple hundred, whatever, like those guys right there, they're not pandering to you. They don't give a shit.
They're the ragtags.
They're
the
gonna do what
ragtags
they
who
want.
They probably just started their channel like a month ago because they really like something.
And they're probably,
really
some of them are probably the ones that are still paying to go see the movies up front.
Exactly.
Or some of them are like me, like I'll do the screenings, but I won't even do the review videos. I just go to the screenings.
So again, I'm going to go with, that is the Sci-Fi Podcast, Who Won the Week, episode 169. Go listen to it. Adam Swiderski, I believe. Fuck that guy, 100%. So remember how about an hour ago, I was talking about this movie Shazam. Mm-hmm. And so I brought up Captain Marvel again. So let's talk about the good Captain Marvel. Zachary Levi, inspired casting. I was not happy about it. Your fan is really loud, by the way.
It's the computer, dude. It's not getting into the mic though.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. And cut. So when the trailer for Shazam first came out, I liked it a lot. Like a lot. I told Hannah, I love the tone about this. This is really working for me. My biggest problem was Zachary Levi.
Really?
Which makes me sad because I really like him. I know he's a nerd. I loved him on Chuck. It was one of my favorite moments. He heads Nerd HQ. So the guy actually truly loves comics and nerddom. And apparently he auditioned for Star-Lord.
Yeah. Which,
don't get me wrong, I think he would have actually been a really good Star-Lord. But I love Chris Pratt, and I don't want anybody else to do it. I love him. But Zachary Levi, dude, he fucking killed it. It was great. He did such a good job. Because there was this dude named Alan Richardson. Uh-huh. He plays Hawk or something on that Titans show.
Okay.
DC Titans show.
Right.
He's great. He would have looked like Shazam. He's got the chiseled chin, and he looks really awesome. And
Can I say something real quick about that? Sure. I love the fact that the studios aren't being dicks and like cementing them into their, you can only do a DC movie. Like they did that with Brandon Ruth. When he did Superman, he wasn't allowed to do any other comic book movies. Granted, that contract's up, but he's still with DC too, so it doesn't really matter. But he wasn't allowed to go and do a Marvel movie or anything.
Oh,
but
wow.
like with
I didn't
some,
know that.
yeah. But with some of these nowadays, like everyone's getting to like crossbreed over. I mean, it probably started with Chris Evans because he's been in fucking 100 comic book movies from different
Michael
franchises.
B. Jordan.
Well, what was he in besides?
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we don't count that.
Still happened. He's probably arguably the only good part of that movie.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
But I think Alan Richardson would have been a better look, like a literal aesthetic look.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, though. Zachary Levi, nobody's touching him. Dude, the acting is phenomenal. He's absolutely absurd. It's so good. Don't get me wrong. He looks like an asshole in the costume.
Right.
The fake muscles are a little brutal. But given the cartoony nature of the comedy and like a lot of the stuff that they do in this movie, it worked. It actually kind of works. It's colorful and it's a little bit bigger than normal. It looks a little off, but it's fine. I like it. It's kind of funny. He does this thing that other people just can't do. Like, and I would even argue that Tom Hanks couldn't do it in the movie Big.
Mm-hmm.
He acts like a fucking child. Zachary Levi is so adorable and so in tune with pop culture and stuff that I absolutely buy him as a kid in an adult body.
See,
it works so good. And have you seen the movie?
I have not seen it yet.
So I will try not to spoil it.
No, you're good.
For you.
But I want to say something too on that same part.
Okay.
I was listening to the Fat Man Beyond podcast, and Mark Bernardin was talking about it. He's the one that I was saying earlier wouldn't give them their props for doing a good movie.
Okay.
But he was saying that, and again, I haven't seen it, so I can't know for sure, but you can, that the actor who was playing the kid and
Asher Angel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Zachary Levi, that their character weren't meshing well, like how Zachary Levi acted as Shazam.
Yeah.
He said that the personality that the kid version of him had was completely different to where when he is in Shazam form, that Captain Marvel form, that he wouldn't be going to like strip clubs or buying alcohol or this and that, because that's not the type of persona that the kid actor gives off in the movie.
Get the
So I'm not
fuck
sure.
out of here.
So you
Get
tell me.
out of here. You're a fucking retard, Mark, or whatever the hell your name is. You're a fucking moron. Don't get me wrong. If you and I were children,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden we're in a body of like a 30-year-old, of course your decision making is going to change. That is absurd.
Correct.
The kid is like, the kid's in foster care. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a little bit of a delinquent, but not like stealing cars and like killing people. He's kind of an asshole. Like, I think he does a thing with cops, which is pretty funny. And if anybody is from a small town or anything like that, they can understand that you probably know some of the cops by first name. If you're a shitty person who doesn't necessarily get arrested, you're a kid.
Right.
You're kind of fucking around. What you're telling me right now, you all of a sudden can yell a word, turn into a 30-year-old. The first thing you're not thinking is going to a convenience store and getting a bottle of beer. Get the fuck out of here. You're insane. Regardless of whether or not your morals say I shouldn't drink.
Right.
You're going to try it. You want to try it. You can't help yourself. I'm going to go buy a cigarette, or I'm going to go buy a Playboy mag, or I'm going to, like, you know, anytime you get a superpower, how many steps away is it from naked boobs? You know what I mean? Like, if you got invisibility, like, how long until you're going into a locker room to see naked boobs?
Mm.
And then you accidentally see a naked 90-year-old woman, and then you're like, I don't want to see boobs anymore. I'm done. It's like drinking a bad beer. That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. oh, the acting's a little different. Of course it's going to be different. You're a different person. You literally turn into a different person. It's insane. No. So with Zachary Levi, dude, when he turns into Shazam, he feels like a kid. And even if he doesn't, his friend on the crutch, I can't remember his name to save my life. That kid's great too. Talk about good editing, because that kid could have been annoying as fuck. Holy shit. You know, like you remember the Scream movies, where the guy who talks about scary movie tropes, it's like, oh, you shouldn't die. He essentially almost breaks the fourth wall constantly. In there. You know, because you'll die. Right. That kid is this character in this movie, talking about superhero tropes, and like he's got comic books. He always wears a superhero shirt. So some of that stuff is a little heavy-handed, and I don't really like it because they're trying to push the DCEU into this movie, which I will get to at the end of this discussion. Because whoever directed this deserves a fucking Oscar. Like, honestly. This guy did something that should have failed. The way that this universe has been going, this movie should have fell on its face and been lost to the test of time and become the Scott Pilgrim of this generation. Zachary Levi is great. He's absolutely great. He's endearing. He's lovable. He's good looking. He's fun. He did everything he needed to do. Now, cut to the dark side of this movie, because this movie has some dark shit going on. Okay. Are you familiar with any of the comic book lore, like what the villains do? Or?
No, not for Captain Marvel. No.
Okay.
I know less about that Captain Marvel than I do Goose's Captain Marvel.
I hate you.
Just so everyone knows, I've been randomly finding Goose merchandise and texting it to John just to fucking piss him off.
I hate you so much. God damn it. Now I'm getting mad. Okay, a pseudo spoiler, and I'm gonna apologize.
All right.
To you. The villain gets his superpowers in a cool way.
Now, isn't the villain the same guy who was...
I think he was in Ant-Man. I could double check.
I think it was Iron Man, wasn't it?
It's Mark Strong. I think
because he looked familiar, at least from what I saw in the trailer.
Well, because he's generic bad bald man #2. He'd have been a great Lex Luthor, by the way.
Strong?
Mark M-A-R-K. Oh, Kingsman. He was in the second Kingsman movie.
Oh yeah, okay.
He was the guy who sang that fucking... Oh, God, what a good scene. I didn't even see the movie, but he was awesome. He's in Stockholm, Kingsman. Where the hell is he?
He's in both the Kingsman, so yeah.
This is the IMDb portion of the movie.
He looks like
podcast.
Zero Dark 30. That's what I've seen him in. Okay.
He was in Green Lantern? What? Sinestro? He was Sinestro.
Yeah.
He's the bad guy. Zero Dark 30, he was George. Kick-Ass. He was Frank D'Amico. He was the bad guy.
That's where it was, yeah.
Yep.
Kick-Ass is the big one.
Dude, he's in fucking everything, dude. He's, let's see. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. He was in Sherlock Holmes. Lord Henry Blackwood. He was in... he was in all kinds of shit.
Props to IMDb. I think I'm just going to put them in the description, too.
Yeah, no shit, dude. You and I will have to work on that down the road. I think we should do a link dump.
Yeah.
Where everything we talk about, we have a link. Not going to happen for a few podcasts. Probably at least another 10 or 20 until we actually have listeners. Once we do that, I'll try and helm that.
Yeah, man.
The link dump shit. Anyway, Mark Strong, he's brilliant. He's so good in this. Shazam has this whole thing where there's like 7 thrones, 7 people. They hold the power of King Solomon or whatever. And then the villain, he gets the 7 deadly sins, which is the mirror of the Solomon powers. Awesome. The character design is really cool. They do some really neat shit with his powers. It's very, very exciting. It's super compelling and it's different. It feels different. So the actor's really good. The CGI is pretty solid too. I mean, there's a couple of moments, but for the most part, it's amazing. The movie's actually a lot darker than you would think. It's a lot darker. They open up on a huge car crash, which is actually pretty brutal. Yeah, it's really, really good. You get to a point in this movie where you're not sure if it's supposed to be a comedy or if it's supposed to be scary, which I think really helps it. They somehow carry both tones perfect.
Okay.
The scary stuff and the evil stuff is actually evil and dark and creepy. I jumped like twice. I had 2 jump scares that actually hit me. And there were 3 or 4 like comedic scenes or action scenes where I almost jumped out of my chair and threw my hands up in the air going, yeah! like my mom and I were like literally doing like the comic book thing where like I grabbed her shoulder and shook her because it was so goddamn funny.
So it kind of had like the feeling of, you don't have to take my opinion for it if you think so. Like the 84 Supergirl, where it was like had some humor in it, but there was it went dark at the end. I don't know if you remember that.
I would love to give you that. I haven't seen that movie.
No.
I was probably 10. And it wasn't good, so I didn't.
No, it's not a great movie, but it's. I mean, you'd probably like it better than the show.
If I had to say, I would say this movie has. It feels like Spider-Man: Homecoming mixed with Batman Begins.
Okay.
That's what it feels like. Because the dark moments are really dark and scary, and the light moments are very light and fun.
Okay.
It's set in Philadelphia. That's fun. A lot of iconic imagery, like from the city and like locations. Dude, a lot of practical stuff happens. And there is so many moments in this movie where the director, you could tell, it was either the director or a writer, it had to be the director, were doing huge middle finger fuck yous to the DCEU. And it's absolutely brilliant. Because they literally almost lifted a scene from Man of Steel where they're like flying through the air and the guy punches him and then punches him into a building.
Okay.
And it looks just like Man of Steel. I'm not kidding. It looks exactly the same. Then we cut to a kid playing with like 2 fucking toys, smashing Zod and Superman, or it might be Batman and Superman or Zod and Superman, banging them together. Just banging them together. And then the superheroes outside the window bang together and the kid just drops the toys.
Okay.
And we're done. No more bullshit. No more CGI bullshit. No more nothing. It's all character driven, dude. It's all character driven. Billy Batson, the main character, has an actual arc, which is awesome. The foster kid stuff works. The child actors are actually good, which let me tell you again, child actors are hard to find. Like good ones. They are very, very hard to find. They nailed it. It gets a little bogged down because every character has to have like a thing going on. But it does pay off at the end of the movie, so I'm okay with it. And it opens up for a sequel. And I am going to ruin a after credit moment.
Oh, so they do an after credit moment here. Okay.
Superman shows up.
But it's not Superman. I heard about this.
We'll see.
It's Superman, but it's not.
I need to check. I need to check the validity of this. I don't want to ruin why he's there because it's really funny. So Superman shows up in the Superman suit.
Okay.
Right? This iteration of Superman, the Henry Cavill iteration. He shows up. They do not show his face.
Right.
They only show the suit. The rumor is that Henry Cavill actually showed up, put the suit on, and did the scene. The director said, no, cut his face out.
Okay.
So
weird.
this no, it's not. I think as a director,
I mean, as the director, he doesn't want to as a continuation to like Justice League and Batman v Superman and Superman.
I'm emphatically pointing at you right now, and the audience can't say because you, sir, are 100% on point.
Of course. Like, I could totally see that, but it's just
What?
weird that they would even have him show up. The director should have just went, no, we don't need Superman to show up.
But why say that as a director? Why do that? No, just tell the studio, yeah, we're gonna shoot it, and you shoot it the right way where you see him and everything, and then in post you go, no, fuck these people, no, edit him out, fucking push in, scale it up, get his fucking face out of here.
And
you know why?
The director for that though, the director for Shazam, he's mostly known for horror stuff, right?
Fine, sure,
think
yeah,
so.
and trust me, that would make sense because the dark stuff is dark, and it's good. It's really, I would honestly say, a kid under 10, don't take him. There's some gnarly shit going on.
Okay,
there's some pretty gnarly shit. But I mean, it's not like RoboCop stuff. So if you're okay with your kid having like a moment, you'll be all right. It'll be all right. There's not like a blood and gore, but there is like. I mean, there's people getting their heads bitten off.
My kids have watched Stranger Things, so I mean,
you'll be fine.
Yeah,
so they'll be fine. But I would say vet. This is a movie that you should vet first.
Right.
And you won't be disappointed because it's good. So then you can go the second time with your kids and it'll be fine.
Yeah. That's if we go. If I get to fucking theater for it, because DC movies we usually don't end up getting into the theater for. So.
Go, dude. I'm sorry if you can hide away and go get an hour. Go see it.
The last one we actually saw in theaters was Wonder Woman.
Ooh, okay, that's all right.
And that's
it's whatever.
I don't know. We didn't take the kids to see that though.
This is 100% the best DC movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Since probably
Man of
Dark
Steel.
Knight Rises.
Okay.
Probably Dark Knight Rises. Man, fuck you, Man
No,
of Steel.
since Man of Steel came out. That's what I'm saying. In this series of DC movies.
100%. And this has nothing to do with their universe.
Right.
100%. They make a couple of jokes and they show off like characters and toys and make references and shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was all stuff that was probably already in the movie when they thought they were going to be part of.
Which can I say? I don't know if they left it in the movie, but it was in the fucking trailer and it annoyed me.
When he threw the Batman doll?
When he throws the Batman doll, I'm like, why are there toys of a vigilante superhero in your universe? You know, they wouldn't have toys of he's not. It goes back to the Arrowverse thing where fucking Flash has all these damn toys. It's like, come on, guys. No, you're just trying to market your goddamn toys so we buy them.
It's like we see what you're doing, you fucks.
Because that same damn Batman that he throws at him in the damn trailer that I saw, I've seen it in stores and I've been tempted to buy it.
Oh my god, you're what's wrong.
It's so, but they're so big. If I was gonna buy any toy that big, I would have bought the big Ninja Turtle one. But anyway,
I would argue as a viewer who kind of understands how that shit works.
Yeah.
You can tell that shit got all its shot while they were still trying to put this into their universe.
Yeah.
You can tell this director said, "No, go fuck yourself."
So
I've even heard rumors. He said, "No, we made a movie that will stand by itself. It will stand the test of time."
Mm-hmm.
No, because he said, and I would argue, I don't know if he actually said it, but this is me absolutely projecting. The reason why he cut Henry Cavill's fucking face off of that suit. Because Superman showed up. Not Henry Cavill's Superman.
Right, just a version of Superman.
Yep.
So
and now
later
this movie
down
will
the
never
road,
be dated.
they can always...
It will never be dated.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the suit will date it, but at the end of the day, it's Superman. Who cares? So I think he did a great job in doing that.
But they also left it open, too, so if they ever change out Superman and want to put him in there... You know.
Oh yeah. I
later down the road. No.
They wanted to bring him back into the universe.
No. But if
this would have been the first time I think
another Shazam movie, and then they wanted like Superman to do like a fucking talk to the kid or some shit, you know.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have liked a deleted scene, not in the movie. I would have loved a deleted scene where Superman showed up and goes, "I heard about this. I came to help you." He goes, "Nope, I got it taken care of." That would have been awesome. That would have been great. And then he just leaves.
Yeah.
He's like, "You sure you got this handled?" Yeah.
I remember there's a bunch of animations with where Superman gets pissed off because Batman is helping Shazam out, and then they find out he's a kid, and Batman knew the whole time. They get pissed.
I can't remember what movie it was. It might have been. I don't know if it was a movie or if it was one of the TV shows.
I think it was one of the
cartoons.
TV shows.
I think so too. They all find out about it. I think it was Young Justice. They wanted to kick him out because he was a kid, and Batman said, "No, this is bullshit."
Right.
And they wanted to kick him out of the meeting about talking about kicking him out, and he goes, "No, he's been a member of the Justice League. He is still a member of the Justice League until we remove him.
Right.
Just because he's a child means nothing. He has saved us on multiple occasions. He is a hero."
Mm-hmm. And then a lot of them too didn't understand because unlike them, Batman was also like kind of like that as a kid. He got into his groove then, you know.
Well, and I think Wonder Woman even brings that up. It's like, yeah, we're gonna take the opinion from a guy who weaponizes 15-year-old boys as a sidekick.
Right.
It's like, yeah, I totally get it. But that's why that's good writing.
But Batman always took in people that didn't have families.
Didn't matter.
So,
I mean, you're still taking the kid.
They always try to go at Batman for that shit. Like you're utilizing these kids, and you know how many Robins have been killed. You know, I think only one, right? Only one actual Robin.
Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Technically, in a way, kind of.
Right.
Granted, it is still bad. I mean, they're not wrong, but at the same time, you do have the issue of like, well, I did it. Whatever.
And then none of them live in Gotham though, so they don't know.
Exactly. Fuck them all. But yeah, no, dude, the balance of comedy and horror in this, and horror is a big deal because the villain's powers coming from the 7 deadly sins really does play a very poignant weight in the movie. It's really well done. The acting's solid. 100%, this might be the best. Honestly, I would say it's probably the most memorable comic book movie for me since. I mean, Infinity War's good, but if I have to go off a standalone, probably since Civil War, Captain America: Civil War for me.
Yeah.
This movie is fucking phenomenal, dude. I'm gonna buy it on 4K. I think it's great. I want to go see it in theaters again. The acting's absolutely absurd. The imagery is going to be. It's going to be so memorable. The scene in the trailer, I'm sad it was in the trailer. That scene where he runs and he jumps off the building and yells Shazam.
Oh yeah, and changes.
He jumps off the roof and changes. Dude, it's so good. The movie builds it up so good.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my God. I wanted to cream my fucking pants the whole way through. It was amazing. I just wanted to yell Shazam and fucking break my zipper with my heart on. It was absolutely incredible. Yeah, go see it, dude. Seriously. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it too much. I want you to see it first. I think it's really good. If you guys really think that Aquaman's a good movie, you're fucking stupid. Go see a real good movie and go see Shazam. That shit is going to be that's going on my top 10 list next year. 100%. Probably in the top 5 of my top 10 lists for comic book movies next year. Because pretty much comic book movies comes out so fast. You and I could probably do a top 10 every year.
Oh, yeah.
We could do a top 10 every year. Yeah, Shazam is fucking phenomenal. Go see it. Buy it. Don't fuck around. Just go see it.
So, with that said, I should do my reveal right now then. Of? Well, not my review, my reveal.
Okay, here we go. Let me.
And this one we're gonna really get to hear John, like, yeah. And if Nick was here, this would be even better because then I'd be getting it from both ends.
Yeah,
like you would. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, get that.
All right. So at the end of the last episode, I left everybody hanging. I was telling John that I have a movie, that I know he won't like.
I'm so excited.
I like. That my wife has only watched once all the way through.
Okay.
And every time I turn it on, she walks out of the room or like literally leaves the house. So this is a movie that I guarantee if I got her on mic and her on the mic and John, they could both rip into me hard. She has so many reasons why she doesn't like it. And a lot of them are probably the same as John, even though John will go more into creative differences.
I'm gonna bend him over way hard.
So, with that being said, John.
Oh God, I'm preparing my mind.
And now I'm not saying this is a favorite movie of mine. I just
let me take a drink.
To me, I like to watch it. I like watching the movie. For some reason, it does something for me. I don't know.
You don't have to justify. Well, okay, go ahead and justify to the audience because it's not going to just be me, I'm sure. And you're projecting right now. You don't know that I might hate this. I could maybe be on the same page.
All right.
You don't know.
So the name of the movie is...
Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun. And I'm going to say the whole name of the movie.
Oh, God.
Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Okay, why? Tell me why. Just tell me why.
Just tell you why.
Tell me all the... No, seriously, I'm about to allot you about 30 minutes. Go nuts. I'm going to keep my...
Now, I'm not saying it's the best movie because I have a lot of complaints to it, too.
Don't qualify, Michael. Michael.
The things I like the
Michael.
best.
Michael. Do not qualify. You just said to everyone...
All right.
That you love this movie.
No, I said I like the movie.
Okay, you like the movie.
And I watch it a lot.
Now, do not, because, oh boy, go ahead. You need to tell me why and be very specific. And I will sit here and I will bite my tongue. I'll try not to cry. And I will do my best to just sit back and take it. You tell me why. I want to hear. Okay, I'm just gonna sit back.
I'm just waiting for John to like blow.
I want to cry. Dude, I'll blow you so hard. Go.
Okay,
please.
So
please tell me why.
One thing I love about this movie, and it's a lot of the reasons I love watching the movie, is just for Batman.
Yes.
To
I
me,
agree.
if you could take all the Batman stuff from this movie and just put it together, I'm sure somebody has on YouTube.
Yeah.
But that is like one of the best things about the movie for me, and that's one of the reasons I've watched the movie so many times. Just to watch Batman in the end like brawl scene that he has saving Superman's mommy, like that scene right there. It like I heard a lot of. We'll talk about that part. But that scene right there, it pissed me off when people said, "Oh, this is like Kick-Ass," with the one
Get the fuck
fucking dad dude that
Nicolas
Cage played. Yeah, they're like, "Oh, they just took that from Kick-Ass." I'm like, "No, Batman
Fuck
is
you.
this badass, dude." Like
They took that shit from Batman.
right. Like
He
this
looks
is how,
like Batman. Fuck off. Okay. Anyway.
This is how badass Batman can be in a movie if he's done right. Like
I want to say I did preface the fact that I said there are very, very good things about this movie.
okay.
There are just there's a lot of fucked up shit about
Yeah,
this
there
movie,
is a
though.
lot of stuff that's just but as far as that fight scene goes, I love it. It gets down and gritty. And the only way I've seen this movie is the extended cut, so it's always 3 hours and something for me.
Yeah.
I've never watched the theatrical version, which I feel if I watched that, it would probably be worse for me because they'd cut a lot of shit out. No, they don't.
The only stuff they added was all the Amy Adams bullet shit, which that should have all been cut from the movie 100% anyway. Okay. So that didn't even matter.
So I've only seen the extended cut and the rated R.
It changed.
The rated
it just
R
made
version.
it made it longer, and it actually ruins the movie.
Okay.
Because I said I'd shut up. But come on,
shut
we all
up.
knew I would. We all knew I wasn't. No, because the Batman fight. The only thing I didn't like about it is that they were putting blood splatter everywhere. I didn't like the fact that he was.
Now,
actually...
did they do that in the theatrical one or the?
No,
Okay.
they took that out.
That was just in the rated R version.
Yeah, that was a problem.
That's all
for me
I've seen is just that one.
Because
there.
I was trying to give myself the suspension of disbelief that maybe he's only kind of giving him skull damage. He's not actually killing them.
He literally like beats the shit out. Like
no, they're
there's
fucking
a
these
few
guys
of
up.
them, like yeah.
Like he hit a dude with like a fucking huge barrel or
Right.
something, like a big box, and I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna tell myself he's not dead. Like maybe he's just unconscious. Like it's fine, because it was so cool.
Oh,
and
but you liked it when Green Arrow killed people.
No, I didn't.
You didn't like
No, I
Green Arrow
didn't.
kill people. Okay.
No,
All right.
never.
Um,
I never did. I never like that.
So
I even said that's a problem with the show is that
Okay.
they fucking bitch about that and then they still kill people. Anyway,
Okay. Anyway,
I'm with you though.
end-
So far, I'm with you.
That,
so
that
far, I'm
fight
with you.
scene was dope.
It's the
I
best.
Love,
It's the first time I saw Batman on screen,
Yeah.
in my opinion, fighting. Okay.
I
anyway.
did like his suit in that movie. It was very
Bro, hell
comic
yeah.
booky. And I'm not
Hell yeah.
talking about the stupid one he put on the fight Superman, the armored
that
one. I did not
fuck
like
that.
that one. That one
That was gay.
Was like a bulky Iron Man suit.
Like I get it. It was from the. It's. Did you ever see the animated movie that it was based on?
Which
First year, I think. I think it's Batman First Year.
No, I have not watched that one.
If you get bored, YouTube the fight with him and Superman, because Green Arrow like shows up at the end and it's pretty awesome.
Okay.
And he's in a suit. That's really, really cool. The suit he has, fucking amazing. I love it.
Right.
And like the fact that like you see the sparks and shit coming off of his cowl when they like knife his neck and shit. It's like, yeah, of course his fucking helmet would be Kevlar. Like, it's so cool. It's fucking awesome. Like when he's like blocking knives and punching people and they like do like an overhead shot. Dude, seriously, that's the best scene in the movie. It's the best scene in the movie.
Right.
I don't like that he kills some people, but you cut a couple of those moments out, it's fine.
Yeah.
That fucking fight is phenomenal. It's the first time I saw the animated 90s Batman on screen.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
So the
I
bat
totally
the bat
agree with
suit, the gray and black was awesome.
Super tight. I love
it
The
was
cowl was
perfect.
awesome.
Like if this movie did anything great, it was fucking Batman. Like
Yeah, and
all the
Alfred
way.
wasn't shitty. Alfred was kind of cool.
oh yeah, and I love the actor that they got to do Alfred.
Jeremy Irons, baby.
They made it to where Alfred was actually able to keep up with stuff.
Yeah.
Like as a former military guy, that's what you want
Yeah.
to see. You don't want to see like in the 90s.
They're doing it the best in Gotham, but yeah. Yeah, Jeremy Irons is awesome. He's great. He's fantastic. Should have came back as Scar in Lion King. Anyway, next movie.
Right. I was confused by this part. I wasn't sure if it was a dream or like a premonition he was having when he was in like the desert of with a apocalypse, I believe.
Yeah, it's bad storytelling.
So you couldn't figure that
think-
part out, but I loved the Desert Storm bat suit that they gave him. Again, another fucking Batman thing. But the Desert Storm
Again,
thing
best
was dope in there. And then I love watching that scene too because I think they might have given that part of that away in like a teaser or some shit.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
But I thought it was a pretty cool take on it. And then they did the another Batman fact. They did the intro to Batman as a kid. They did the parent death scene again. And
Oh God, I hate that.
I was on the fence about it, but I was like, they
I get it,
actually
they die.
they
I
did
get
a
it, they
very
die.
good job of like, okay, we're introducing a new Batman. We might as well do a quick backstory. But they
No.
didn't spend hours on it, you know. They spent like 5 minutes maybe.
Nobody spends that much time on it. It's always 5
Yeah.
minutes. I don't need to see it again. It's the Uncle Ben of
Right.
Batman. Also, unless it was a payoff for another movie, which I want a Flashpoint movie, because Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I want him to show up as Batman in Flashpoint. That's why that would
Yeah,
be
that
the
would be
only
awesome.
reason why I thought they brought those two actors in, because aside from the fact that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is fucking incredible, and what's her face, Lauren Cohan, who's not only sexy as hell, but she's a good actress, I would absolutely watch a Flashpoint movie where she's the Joker and he is the Batman.
Yeah.
I would watch the fuck out of that. It would be great. So that's
Now-
the only thing that you could maybe get from that. Otherwise, if they do not pay that off, it's a fucking waste of time.
Right.
But yes, I got you.
With that movie too now, it was depressing stuff to do, but I got where they were coming from doing like the real world type of ramifications in the movie were kind of cool. Just
I
because
love the opening.
Yeah, the opening was great where they show another one, Bruce Wayne,
Coming in.
Yeah, coming in. He's like trying to get there. They gave a decent story arc for him to get mad. Of course, it was like one fucking worker. But they gave him a reason as to why he doesn't already like Superman because of the destruction of Metropolis.
Yeah.
So I really like the whole real world ramifications, and not just with the intro, but like where they get Superman into the courtroom and blow the fucking place up. It's like there's a lot.
It's brutal.
It's brutal, but it's a lot of here we go. We're diving into this real shit. We're not just showing you a bunch of superheroes flying around in capes, you know. Again, I would argue that was what they did wrong in Man of Steel, though. And then you've already said it, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne. Like, it's awesome, especially if they end up doing a Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Which
but dude,
we'll talk about that next. I did like the little stupid scenes that they did just to show off the different Justice League members, but I don't think it helped for the movie. I just thought it was kind of cool as like a here you go, show them off, whatever. But for the movie,
shaking my head.
For the movie, I don't feel that it was needed to make that movie anything. It was just one of those like fan things.
That's horseshit, dude. They showed fucking Flash.
Yeah.
If you're gonna introduce Flash, go ahead and introduce the other characters. But don't do it in a fucking email. God damn, dude, that's so dumb. It's
right.
Fucking, okay, anyway.
Yeah, because they do show Flash right after he has that like.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb. Just keep going. No, keep going, because I'm gonna do this. You're insane. Keep going.
Oh man.
Cut that because I'm mean.
the visuals in it too. Get me every time.
Well, but I mean, it's Zack Snyder, dude. The guy can make a beautiful movie. Sucker Punch is fucking gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
But what a shit movie, dude. It's terrible. Anyway,
I did like the fact though that they did not try to fucking push Green Lantern into this movie.
Yeah,
like I heard they were going to. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Ugh.
And
they should have done that with Shazam. That would have been cool.
That would have been interesting.
That'd have been cool. It'd have been came out of nowhere. He'd been kind of an alien. It's like we're already talking about like Deadly Sin. Anyway,
then a lot of the stuff though that they did within Batman v Superman was they tried to throw in a lot of fan shit in there for Batman's side anyways. With Superman you really don't see a whole lot, but with Batman you got to see like the Killing Joke suit from Robin and all that. That was interesting, but it wasn't like here's what made it.
And you said you saw the extended version, right?
Yes, I've seen the extended version.
Yeah, I would argue fan service is too much for Superman. But anyway, go ahead.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think of other things.
No, keep going. Keep going, baby. Keep going.
Again, it's all fucking Batman though. That's the thing. Is they tried
this movie's not good.
They tried to
and they mishandled Batman, so you're insane.
No.
So that's fine.
I liked it. I liked Batman. He's good.
So when okay.
But as far as I did not like the Jesse Eisenberg as
Nobody did.
Lex Luthor.
Nobody did. Anybody?
Like, he was so cheesy in it, and
I actually made the argument where with him, he might have made a good Joker.
I can see that.
He actually might have made a better Scarecrow. I might have actually taken a Scarecrow over that, because he went for like weird, sadistic, like overly like
right. Where Lex Luthor's
guy.
More like he's put together.
He's smart.
And
like Mark Strong, dude. I'm telling you, a fucking hashtag Mark Strong for Lex Luthor, but it's over now because he's in that other movie. Anyway, go ahead. I'm telling you, dude, this is so difficult for me. I'm doing so much to be your friend right now. You and EJ would eat me alive right now.
Oh.
You would eat me alive, because this is absurd.
Yeah, this is one movie that me and EJ get along with, especially.
No, I get it. I get it.
I
People
like
make
that
mistakes.
it was. Oh, fuck you. It just did something. It did something different, dude. Like.
Did it though?
It did.
It stole everything from everybody. It stole tropes all the time.
But every movie does.
Movies.
Every movie
from their
steals
own
them.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a justification. Anyway, keep going. No, it's fine. Keep going. Keep going. We're not done here. Keep going.
I already went in on Jeremy Irons. I thought he was a great Alfred.
Yes, I absolutely
He's perfect
agree.
for it.
What was it? Butterfinger Butter Bar or something?
Yeah.
That shit was funny. When he was like doing the modulator, that was adorable.
I think is it the what is her name? Holly Hunter, the senator.
Oh yeah, who cares? The piss jars.
The piss jar, the
Fucking
granny's
stupid.
piss jar thing. I thought that was a creative thing to throw into a movie that's such a high level tone to it. Like,
How is it creative? How is that creative?
Not-
You're
okay,
just
not
saying
creative.
It. You're just saying it. You're just saying it.
It's
Why?
not- okay.
How is it creative?
not
How?
creative?
How?
It was just. I don't know
I'm
how to
crossing my
fucking put
arms
it.
right now. I feel bad. We're podcasting. I'm crying. I'm trying to be quiet. This is so hard. I really keep going. I'm all about Batman. I'm totally with you
Yes.
with Batman. But I also have a problem with the Batman stuff because it was so good that it makes me mad, if that makes sense. But anyway,
Because the rest
keep
of
going.
it wasn't so good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say why.
I think that they really fucked up Superman, period, in the whole series.
Yeah.
Because the only time you really see
He's not Superman.
Superman,
He's not Superman.
the only time you ever actually really see him smile was in Justice League. That's when you finally start to get a little bit of glimpse.
And he has
of,
a
okay,
fake
there's
face,
Superman.
and his face is fake.
Yeah.
I always say, like, nobody's ever, like, I don't understand this weird obsession with Superman. The whole point is that he is Clark Kent. Christopher Reeves is iconic because he did Clark so well. And Lois and Clark is a good show, even though it's campy and shitty, because we got to see their relationship, and then he became Superman or did Superman stuff. So I'm just, I don't know. These movies never give you an opportunity to like Superman on a human level. And it's unbearable. The whole point of Superman is that he is a guy who can't, I mean, you got to go into it going, I know. My audio will still work. It's fine. He's going into it like he's Superman. Like, he can't be killed. Nothing can happen to him.
Right.
So the whole point of him is the compelling idea that he wants to be good no matter what. And, but he also has to keep his identity a secret, even to the disparaging of his own personality and like the way he comes across to people.
Right.
We never delve into any of that, and it's really pathetic, and it's sad, and it's bad storytelling, and it's honestly a disservice to Superman as a character, which again Shazam jumps into, which that's why Shazam's better. Anyway, keep going. I'm telling you, dude, I'm trying so hard.
No, I
promise.
agree with all of the Superman stuff, man. Like, no time in the DCEU have I felt that it's Superman. And
we lost his dad, in Man of Steel. It's like,
right.
Are you fucking kidding me? His dad's like a linchpin. His mom and dad are like the linchpin of his character.
Yeah.
It's what it literally almost humanizes him. And he just dies? Why? He didn't have to. You could have saved. Fuck, it's so stupid. Okay.
That's where it comes to, they wanted to give him a reason as to why he becomes, however, so moody or some shit.
Okay, gotcha. I'm so mad, dude. I'm like, okay, keep going.
Oh, man.
Tell me why this is good. Be excited. I need you to be excited. Like, let's go. I don't believe you yet. I don't believe you. The Batman shit, I'm totally with you. I'm totally
don't believe
with
me
you.
that I like it. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying
I
is
don't.
that I like it. I'm not trying to change anyone's minds here as to why they should go see this movie, watch a movie, or anything like that.
Okay.
The whole
Your
point-
X-Men Origins Wolverine me.
No.
Okay. Yeah,
That's-
no,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I am.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's just
No, I
those
totally
are
feel it, because
the
so
things
far
that
I'm
I
like
in
kind of
it.
with you
So
with some moments.
it's and I already brought up the visuals, but the one visual that is always stuck into my head, and granted it takes you out of the moment because it's like, okay, they're on Superman, but the tone of the scene doesn't feel Superman-y, but it looks beautiful. Is when he is rescuing somebody in Juarez, Mexico.
Oh,
and
Day of the Dead thing?
Yeah, the Day of the Dead thing.
And
And like
everybody
all
wants to
the
touch
people are
him.
reaching out to him like he's a god and stuff. But like his face, like in a normal Superman movie, he'd be smiling about it. You know, in this one, he's just like looks so fucking sad that he just saved these people's lives. One, it's like, what is wrong?
I'm shaking my head again. I'm shaking my head again.
But no, the imagery, like you said, it's spot on, dude. Like, I really, I kind of wish I would have gotten to see Zack Snyder's complete vision of Justice League just to see what it would have been like.
There are rumors that there is a cut coming.
Is there?
Yeah.
Because I know they reshot a lot of stuff, and that's what we got.
I would be willing to say it might be better, just because it'll at least not have tone issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think it's going to make the movie better. It's going to make it more watchable,
Right.
Maybe. But, yeah. Okay. Anything else? What else you got? What else you got?
Another
Keep
Batman
coming.
one, dude. Another Batman one. When they first I think it's when they first introduced Batman. And they're in Gotham, and the police are there, and they start like shooting at him because they see him up in there. Oh my god, that was like, I was just like having a wet dream when I saw that scene.
Yeah, and
'Cause
the
I'm like,
branding
that's
shit.
perfect. Yeah, and then he started doing branding, which I was like,
I didn't really
I'm
like the
s-
branding, but at the same time, I was like, okay, we're gonna go a little bit different. We're gonna go a little darker. I
get it, too,
I can
because he's-
live with it.
The nice thing they did with this is they made it so he's an older Bruce Wayne. He's been doing this shit for 20 years.
He's dark and he's jaded. He's
Yeah.
jaded.
Where in like the comics and stuff, he's already kind of like retired and had other people doing shit, and he's been the Alfred. In this one, he's been doing it for over 20 years, and you expect him to change up some shit.
The imagery in his introduction is awesome. I actually have an edit where I took some Suicide Squad stuff
Uh huh.
and put it in. I think you'll like that better. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Keep going. It's really, dude. it's
Can I say
brutal.
something real quick though on Suicide Squad? I thought it was shit. I just
Okay,
thought
cool.
it was shit.
So we can be friends again. Okay, we're still friends. Let's keep
I
going.
still watch it though.
Oh yeah, no, like for real, dude. Like sometimes I watch shitty stuff just to like laugh at it or go. And let's be fair, there is no way you can do 2 hours of a movie or an hour and a half of a movie and not do at least like 20 minutes right or 30 minutes right. There is good shit in every bad movie. I don't care what anybody says because it's just how it is. That's usually how a movie starts. You have
Right.
a really fucking great idea and then shit just kind of falls off the rails.
Right.
That being said, continue.
Okay, and it's another one where, of course, Batman's in the scene. There's really not many things in this fucking movie that I could 100% watch it if Batman wasn't in it.
I agree.
And as much shit as people gave Affleck for like
fucking
becoming Batman,
bullshit, dude. He's the best.
he's like
the
really
best.
great at this role.
He got a terrible script, and I always said when they announced fucking Zack Snyder, visionary director, dude, if you're putting the word visionary in front of you, you're a fucking pretentious prick who does not deserve to be a filmmaker. That dude, Zack Snyder, in every fucking interview, literally has his nose up in the air. He literally talks like this. Well, I thought about a thing, and my nose is in the air, and I'm a cunt. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah,
I hate him. Anyway.
So the fact that they went through and they did a lot of they put a lot of inspiration in the movie from like the Dark Knight Returns series.
Sure.
Which is where like the armor comes from and shit like that.
I mean, maybe.
But all the sweet like kryptonite weapons that he ended up making, like the gas and shit. I thought that was pretty cool because in the comics, Batman is always prepared to go against Superman no matter what. He's always carrying kryptonite with him.
Justice League Doom might be the best animated DC movie ever made. where Batman essentially had a contingency plan for everyone in the Justice League.
Yep.
And and it was the best. They were like, "Well, you didn't have one for you," and it goes,
I have you.
Yeah, it's called the Justice League.
Right.
So
It's like, if you guys can't take me down.
I was like, fucking Batman. I'll always say it. Batman is a bad bitch.
Right.
He's so baller. Anyway.
Yeah. No, the fight scene where him and Superman finally go at it in the alley, it's not the best. I won't say it's the best, but it was just fun to see the kryptonite weapons actually being used rather than like what we saw in Superman Returns, where the kryptonite island was built.
Yeah.
And like then they beat the shit out of Superman on the island there.
Yeah,
it's like you actually got to see someone using their brain to actually fight Superman.
Yeah, seeing Kumar fucking kicking Superman on an island was not great.
And
it wasn't great.
And what gets me though in the movie is Lex Luthor's Jesse Eisenberg's character, Lex Luthor.
God.
He and this isn't this isn't something I like. It's just the thing that confused me was, okay, he wants to be able to fight Superman, but he lets Batman take the krypton. Why didn't he make better weapons than Batman? Like, you're telling me,
why did he make the suit? Why didn't he make the suit? We didn't need Doomsday. He could have made the suit. That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
that
if he really
way
wants
better.
to take these two out, I get trying to get them to fight each other, blah blah blah, but it's still not like the best.
But bother
way.
them and make the suit while they fuck each other up.
Yeah.
Make the suit.
That way you can
suit.
take whoever's left out,
I
because
don't
eventually
need this-
one's gonna be left. So apparently he had his money on Batman was gonna be left.
Dude, I'm dying right now. Keep going. Keep going. Please finish. Please finish.
All right, that's it for right now, dude. That's it.
Is that really all? Like, what
No,
about
I
the
mean,
ending though? Like, what about the ending?
The ending
and
with
stuff?
Superman's death, I
Shouldn't have been revealed at the end with the dirt coming up.
Right.
Yeah, me neither. It shouldn't have done.
They shouldn't have done that, but I did like.
I
the
also
fact
wouldn't
that
have killed him.
Actually,
Why kill
killed
him? There's no reason to kill him.
A-
Why did
and
we
the-
even introduce Wonder Woman? Who
The
cares?
funny
We
thing
didn't need to
is, though,
introduce
they
her.
actually go back and retcon that shit with Justice League because Superman didn't just fucking come out the grave. Now they have to figure out to get him alive. Anyway,
Yeah, but that movie's so fucking good.
it is. It's so great.
All right, can I lose my mind now?
Which
Am
movie
I
are
allowed?
you talking about?
Oh, you mean the one that you just talked about?
Oh,
That I'm gonna
and
kill
before I go off of this topic, you said something earlier
myself? Am I gonna cry?
about blah 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 blah.
Oh yes, I remember the blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. Dude, shit. Wayne.
Bruce Wayne?
No, his daddy.
Oh, Thomas Wayne.
Thomas
Jeffrey
Wayne.
Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah, you said something about it would
Who's
be cool
sexy as fuck.
to see them
Do a
do
Flashpoint
a
movie.
which they are doing a Flashpoint movie now.
That has always been the rumor. And I was like, I refuse to believe that you're going to get someone like Lauren Cohan and Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play these characters.
Right.
And introduce the Flash within 5 years and not make that movie. That'd be absurd. I don't care if that movie's good or not. Like, what could you just make the movie be a one-off movie? And you have Jason Momoa, so we could do that. It'd be great. It'd be awesome. I would love that movie. I would love that
Right.
movie. Literally just make the Flashpoint cartoon movie, which is like super dark. Just make that, please.
Yeah,
just
they've-
make that
'cause
live
they
action.
already have the template
Everyone.
to go off of.
Everyone. They have everyone to do it. Just don't make it a DCEU movie. Just make it a movie. A one-off live action movie. It would be great.
Okay.
It would be fucking awesome. It'd be great.
But no, so the news just broke that Ezra Miller and Grant Morrison are both writing the
Ooh.
Flashpoint movie.
I mean, I'd be excited if I knew whether or not Ezra Miller was a capable writer. He's a
I'm
fucking
not
actor.
sure. I'm not sure.
He's a fucking actor.
But
Ezra Miller's the Flash, dude. Like, I don't know. Does he care? I'm sure he cares.
he
I mean,
cares about
if he didn't
that. I've
care,
heard
he
him
would have
talk
dumped.
to about it. But I'm not
Dude, he would have
sure
left if he didn't care.
if I think Morrison's written for the Flash TV show too, so you
Okay.
have that backup.
So
But
I'm
don't take
gonna
my
go-
name. my.
Okay.
All right.
I'm really upset.
Okay.
I'm really upset that you brought this up. I did not see this coming.
What?
So that was the reveal. This was the reveal movie
Yes.
that you were talking about.
The reveal movie I was talking about. What did you think I was going to say? I want to hear, like, give me 2 or 3 examples of what you thought I was going to say. Just in case.
You already surprised me with Pearl Harbor. I'm not going to lie.
Of liking it
had-
or just seeing it?
Well, there's like something that was going to like fuck my world up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To be fair, the things you said are the things I say about that movie.
Okay.
So actually, you're not like super off base, but the fact that it's one of those things like as long as you like it, but you realize there is a fuck ton of problems.
Yeah.
Like a fuck ton of problems.
It's the same reason I've still seen freaking Black Panther a couple times, just because
Yeah.
I know there's problems in it, but I also
I
see
just
the
want to
good
see
stuff.
it. I just want to see it.
I want
like,
more
I wanna see good
Killmonger.
acting. Dude, Michael B. Jordan's a good actor. I watched a review of a guy who talked about Creed, and I'm gonna rip that fucking dude apart.
Dude, pretty much for Black Panther, I'll tell people this. Pretty much, I like it. I think it's a good movie up until they kill Claw.
Yeah,
Once that's done, it's the Lion King after that.
I'm kind of with you. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that might actually be the point where I almost like rub my hands of that shit. Anyway,
Go on.
dude, with Batman v Superman.
How many times do you think I've seen it?
Oh, at least 6. At least. I mean, I've seen it at least 8.
So with Batman v Superman, I had never watched it until it came out on Blu-ray, and I bought it right away. I didn't, because I was like, people are saying shit about it. I don't care.
I actually saw it in theaters.
I'm just gonna watch it, and so we bought the extended cut.
Yep.
Since we've owned it, so the first time we watched it, because Nikki can't sit still that long in the movie, I don't know how she's gonna do Endgame on Sunday, but
3 hours.
yeah. So we watched it. It took 2.5 days to watch it with her. 3 days technically. 3 separate times sitting down to watch it, for her to watch it all the way through, and then she said, "We're never watching this again."
Yeah.
Since then, I have watched it 12 more times. And we lost John. All right, guys, that's it for this.
Dude, look. Okay, here we go. Here we fucking go. I'm going to lose my mind because I actually have an Aquaman just got added to the list.
Okay, of top hated movies.
Five movies that if you actually say these are good movies, you can like them. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is once you say I like this movie or I love this movie, you have to qualify, because if you don't,
right, give a reason why. Which
otherwise
I feel we've reiterated that point through almost every podcast.
Yes.
Is just give a reason why you like something.
And you never know what episode.
And you don't have to
people are
like
gonna comment
everything,
on.
so.
Exactly. Everything is subjective, and I get that, and it's fine. But there are things that are so poorly made that I have a list of movies that if you give me a certain response, I know you're a fucking moron.
Right.
Batman v Superman, obviously one of them. Last Jedi, one of them. Aquaman, now one of them.
I've only seen Last Jedi once, so I really I didn't take
You'd
a lot
also-
from it, so
You'd also have to care a little about
the Star
the
Wars.
original trilogy. The original trilogy. Just
Right.
watch the original trilogy. Like, you don't have to be crazy. The prequels are garbage. Literally
And for
at the
kids
end
listening, the original trilogy is episode 4, 5, and 6, not 1,
A
2,
New
and 3.
Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
There you go.
Awesome. The prequels or whatever. I liked them when I was a kid too. I get that. I grew up and go, these are not Star Wars movies. These are sci-fi movies with Star Wars
Themes.
set dressing.
Yeah.
Same with these new ones. Force Awakens really got me hyped. I loved it a lot. I saw it in theaters 4 times. I thought this was really good. And then Last Jedi killed it. Last Jedi, Took everything and made my soul die. Now, that being said, these comic book movies are kind of the same thing. You got to remember that everybody's going in with an expectation, a history of something. I don't know if they know the cartoons or the old Michael Keaton movies or the Joel Schumacher movies like me, or like all kinds of shit. Like anybody can go into these movies with an expectation, and that is fine. So when I shit on a movie from an initial take, I always try to do it from a technical standpoint. Why is this character doing this? Why did this happen? Did we really need this? Did it really need to be 2.5 hours long? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Batman v Superman failed on so many levels. This movie had hype. It had built-in hype. It's Batman v Superman. Who's not going to go see that?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to go see that.
I didn't go see it.
Movie sucks, dude. Batman showing up and doing the cool thing. Bruce Wayne showing up and running into the thing was cool. But what, out of context, why? Why did he do that? He can't do anything. He can't suit up. He's not going to help anybody. It was just a cool shot. It was a cool, iconic shot. But then you undercut that cool, iconic shot with him getting on a cell phone and telling a guy to say, we all need to get out. The boss says to get out of the building. You really think that happened on like 9/11 or something? Like the plane hit the building and everybody's like, no. We have to send our emails. When the boss calls us and says we need to get out of the building, then we'll leave.
Mm-hmm.
It's horseshit. It was fucking stupid. It was a stupid scene. It was a dumb scene. Cut it out. It's dumb. The parallel of him experiencing that scene with Man of Steel was awesome. Haven't seen that before. That was really awesome. There's some YouTube videos where they actually cut that like together.
Right. I did.
Where I would.
Oh, go on.
Where I would say, put that in the movie.
Right.
Why didn't you do it that way? Why didn't you cut it that way? I don't need all the fucking retards in the fucking building going, we need to leave. It's like you really needed your fucking boss to go, hey, well, I know we're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna finish my memo because my boss didn't call me and tell me to get out of the building.
Which I thought
that
was a good way of showing like the ramifications of what happens when like fucking superheroes flying around crashing through.
Yeah, and they
buildings
ruined it. And they ruined it.
Yeah.
You watched a good concept be ruined in the same scene.
Right.
So that's fine. I get it.
Because in Man of Steel, granted, I've only seen that a couple times, but I don't remember them showing really anything except for at the end when he snaps Zod's neck. And that's
I'm glad you watched it multiple times and still remember nothing. That's a sign of a good movie. That's a sign of a great movie.
No, I've probably seen it twice, dude. Once with you and once by myself.
But like I said, you've seen a movie twice, more than once, and you remember nothing. That's a sign of a great movie.
I remember
Last time I checked, that's a sign of a great movie.
That's a great movie.
You watch it twice and don't remember shit.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a good movie. Dude, I'm being so petty.
I know.
I'm being such a shitty. I'm so mad. I'm like.
Just in case you didn't hear before on our other podcast, my son fell asleep when me and John took him to it, and he was like 3. A kid should not fall asleep in a Superman movie.
I absolutely agree. And they did, and the thing that pissed me off is they did so many cool things in Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand why they had to try and take Superman and turn it into a dark tone type of movie.
Because Christopher Nolan did it. It's like, do that for fucking Batman.
Batman lives
But that's what
in
I'm saying. Do that
city.
for fucking Batman. Don't do that for Superman. Superman, they literally call him a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Like
I wish
come
that
on.
I would have had more like in Adventures of Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark. Yeah.
And then in like the even the
Smallville.
Supergirl show in Smallville, you see fucking Metropolis. You see how bright it is. It's
Yep.
supposed to be the complete polar opposite of Gotham.
I agree.
So when you try to say, well, Nolan did this and was great at, he's dealing with a dark city. That's like fucking Compton and Detroit
It's
put together,
his
dude.
universe. It's
Right.
his universe that he built.
Right. Well, that's what it was trying to be. Was Snyder was trying to build his universe. I'm like,
It was
but,
insane.
But Superman has never been the dark person. That's why the guy that plays Superman on Supergirl is fucking awesome. He's got the look at it.
awesome.
He's not like
Tyler
brooding.
something.
Like Superman's not supposed to be brooding. He's just
I
not.
told people I really hope that Supergirl dies in the Crisis in Infinite Earth.
And it turns to
And then-
Superman.
And it turns into a Superman show. I really want it. Because Bitsy Talak, who is Lois, she's awesome.
Yeah.
And their chemistry is insane. I saw him in like 2 episodes and I go, I want this show. Give me that show. Give me that show. Melissa Benoist, she sucks. She's terrible. She can't act. She can't. Go back to Glee. Go watch some Glee shit. She can't act. She's garbage. She's hot though. Go to the Fappening. She's hot as fuck. What a piece of shit. But Batman v Superman, dude, like, why is Amy Adams even in this movie? Like, stop. There's no reason. There's no reason for her. In the extended cut, they talk about this bullet thing. Nobody cares. It has nothing to do with the series. They literally just make her do shit for the sake of... And then they even gave the audacity to be like, hey, here's some fan service. Jimmy Olsen. What'd they do to Jimmy Olsen?
Oh yeah,
Michael.
that
What'd they do?
fucking
What'd they
pissed
do to
me
Jimmy
off.
Olsen?
killed
No, what'd they
him.
do?
They killed him.
Oh, did they kill him? Oh man.
But see, then was he?
But was he
actually
black
supposed to
like the
be-
CW? But was he black like the CW?
No.
No, he was a white guy like he was in the comic books, like he
Yeah.
was supposed to be. Oh, but wait, he wasn't a journalist or a photographer. No, he was like a undercover guy who just got
Yeah.
shot in the face.
Which that
Cool.
also made
Awesome.
me
Good
wonder: did he use Jimmy Olsen's credentials to get in there? Because if you Google like Jimmy Olsen photographer, it would show up then. So maybe they just used his credentials to get him in there to go after the guy.
That's adorable that you would even waste the time to even think about that.
It's
Why
the
would
fucking
you even
government? They're trying to stop that shit.
in this
you know,
movie
so-
though, in a Batman v Superman movie, why are we even talking about that? It
Right.
makes no sense. So then they burn all these bodies and light them full of bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I checked, Superman doesn't use bullets.
Right. Well, that's why they burned the bodies, because then they would, because they didn't prove that any of them were
They
shot.
would still see the bullet holes.
Yeah.
You fucking moron. That is such a
I
stupid
know
thing
that.
to say.
I'm.
That's fine, but why is that in the movie? It's not. It shouldn't be in the movie. And then somehow he saved her. Why did he save her? Why didn't he save all the people who didn't get? You remember how Iron Man like dropped in and saved all those people?
Yeah.
And was a hero. Wouldn't it have been cool to see Superman drop in and be a hero? That'd have been awesome. Remember when Superman was a hero? That was cool. I remember that too. Not in this movie.
He hasn't been a hero in any of them except for Justice League, where they kind of tried to retcon
Where he tried to
him.
kill his own team.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was cool.
superhero.
That was the only cool part of that movie. Shut up.
And then
Fuck you.
And then he showed up and then retconned his entire team.
Yeah.
Proved that we didn't need anybody in that team. Now that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. That was cool. You remember how Captain America doesn't have any superpowers, but yet he's the team leader? That's pretty cool. You know why? Because he's a tactician who knows how to like fucking make a game plan.
Yeah. Like
That's
Batman?
who Batman should have been.
Yeah.
So the movie's fucking terrible. I'm like, you know what? I'm really not going to do this because everybody's done it to death and that movie is fucking terrible. You're insane. Everybody knows that movie fucking blows. It's not good. Like, they do the thing where he wants to steal the kryptonite. Right? At the docks or whatever. So he shoots a tracker onto a thing. You watch him do it. He's got a sniper rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And really, thanks to this movie, I'm assuming he's just going to snipe somebody and kill him. Because apparently Batman murders people now. That's awesome. Love that. That's cool. He shoots a tracker onto the thing that he wants to get, right?
Right.
Now, instead of cutting away to the next scene where he breaks into LexCorp and takes the thing and doing cool shit, what happens, Michael? What happens?
Instead of
He shoots a tracker onto the kryptonite box.
right to follow it.
He knows where the thing is.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
What does he do? He watches them leave, and he takes the Batmobile, and he kills like 10 people. And they have a big car chase and a bunch of explosions and bullshit where nothing happens. He doesn't get anything. He doesn't win. He doesn't do anything because you know why? The next scene, we cut to fucking LexCorp where they go to security footage where Batman does this awesome thing where he drops from the ceiling, grabs the thing, and disappears. Like he grabbed a person or something.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I would have loved to have seen that. I wanted to see him doing an espionage bank heist to steal the kryptonite that he fucking put a tracker on to go figure out where it was going.
Right. And you don't get to see any of that.
But we don't see it. We cut away from it. You know what we do? We cut away, and then Jesse Eisenberg comes to like the fucking glass case that has a Batarang in it. Wow. Compelling. Fucking blew my mind, dude. Filmmaking at its best. Fuck all of you. That movie sucks so much dick. It's insane.
Okay.
This movie sucks.
This movie's
I'm done.
old.
I'm done.
This movie's old. All right.
Yeah, and it sucks.
So that's why.
That's why there's no sequel. That's why Henry Cavill's out, Ben Affleck's out, Zack Snyder, he's a fucking hack. Get the fuck out of here. You guys are insane.
I want to
Anyway,
end this.
next.
I want to end this cast on one note, since we're talking about kind of like a Superman-esque shit, and we brought up Supergirl and stuff. And I was looking through because I brought up the Supergirl movie from 1984 or a little earlier ago. And I was looking in here, and I realized that Kara Zor-El, Supergirl, in this movie, instead of Kara Danvers, her name is Linda Lee. So it got me looking up some stuff. And
that was in the 80s?
84
movies?
one, yep. So then I looked it up, and in the comic books, Supergirl is called Linda Danvers. So basically, the TV show gave her the name Kara Danvers so that she can sound like fucking Captain Marvel.
And can I tell you, I fucked that up when I did my quote-unquote fanfic of Captain Marvel. I kept calling her Kara Danvers instead of Carol.
Yeah.
That was pretty brutal to listen to. But at
So-
the same time, it's an honest mistake.
I found that to be interesting, and now it annoys me, CW.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree.
So no, I wanted to end the cast on that since we were already talking about Superman-esque world and shit. So we'll end it here. And
so that was the movie. That was the movie you did it to me. Yeah, nicely done. Don't get me wrong. I actually, all the things you did like, to be fair, I did also like.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie though. I'm sorry. It's just, it's a big miss. And really, like, everybody always is just like, oh, you're too mean about movies and blah blah blah. And I go no. The only reason why I'm pissed off about a movie like that is because there's no reason why that should be bad. There's enough money being thrown at it. There's enough talented people who care about these things.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why a movie should be that bad.
It did
There's
make
just
me
no reason.
want a Batfleck movie. Like, I really wanted a Batman
It's
movie
the-
from seeing what they did with
Yeah.
Batman in there. But knowing the route that DC's going now, we'll never get that iteration of Batman again.
I absolutely agree.
We're
No, I
never going to
absolutely
get
agree.
that fight scene, fight style, none of that shit again.
No.
Unfortunately.
And
not at least in the next 10 years.
I absolutely agree. No, it's a shame.
Yeah.
It really is a shame.
And we'll see the
Okay,
route they
so-
go, because I know Warner Brothers was purchased last year.
Yeah.
By AT&T, so which that is actually screwing up Warner Brothers' DCU app because AT&T is going to start their own streaming service. Back to the streaming. Bam. No. We're done.
Boom! Full circle. Well, okay, here we go. Let's go back. Aquaman. I want to drown myself. Batman v Superman. If you really like that movie, other than for cool shit, I don't know what's wrong with you. Shazam is amazing. Go watch it. Later, nerds.